their first year, won their division. Very organized team. So it's a great way to start for the Stealth. They're going to see where they're at right away. But I know that there's a lot of excitement. It's palpable here as we get ready for the inaugural home opener for the Stealth.
And the Traverse City Wolves, led by defenseman Darnell Williams last year, the Super Central Division champs. How does the Stealth get through this defense?
Well, and as we look at the field right now, the players getting ready, this defense for Traverse City, very, very stout. And you mentioned about Darnell. History with the quarterback for the Capital City Stout, Danny Dresselhaus. Sacked him twice last year when they were both playing high school. Danny Dresselhaus, of course, in Ypsi High for the Yellow Jackets. But I think that this Traverse City team, being in the league before, they know what it takes to win these football games. Capital City, on the other hand, they got to come out, they got to play hard, they got to know that things might not go the way they want right away, but it's the way to fight on from that and to continue on and really, fight when things are tough that I really am looking to see from Capital City tonight.
And now Lydia Skurlik-Erickson with our national anthem.
Thank you very much, Miss Skurlik-Erickson from Lansing Community College.
To get things rolling here in Okemos, Michigan. The Capital City Stealth and the Traverse City Wolves. Danny, you can hear the excitement. You can feel it on the field. Even talking to some of these guys early on, they're ready.
They are ready, Lawton. And you look at, as we've talked about many times in the past, this is a level of play that maybe people that are watching today have never seen before. Semi-pro football, the NFL. It's a league where you're going to see talent. Most teams have at least 2-3 players that could get a sniff at the professional level at some point in their careers. But there's just a desire and a very great passion for these players out there, Lawton. And that's the key to what this is all about. And, being able to be involved in calling all levels of football like we both have, it's great to be able to see this as a grassroots effort. There really is a lot of excitement for this team. It's their first season here. As you mentioned, you used to live in this Lansing area. A lot of support for their athletic teams up here, and I know there's a lot of support going on right now for the Stealth.
Absolutely. A decent turnout today here in Okemos, right here at Chippewa Field. And it looks like the Wolves will be back to receive as the Stealth will kick off.
And Lawton, you look at this Traverse City team we mentioned, they are 8-4 last year, won their division, the Super Central Division. Sounds like an old NBA division. And they've got some experience. Their new coach, Brad Haney, wasn't here around last year, but I spoke with him before the game. Very confident about this team. He really knows that they're prepared to come here and win pretty much every game they're on the field. Capital City, of course, we talked to Tony Tubro before the game as well. His expectations, very solid. They want to win as well, but they know this is their first home game. It's the inaugural season, and they want to give the fans a show here, Lon.
And they're being very cautious because they understand how good this Traverse City Wolves team can be and has been in the past.
Cautiously optimistic.
That it is.
Jeff Drake to kick off, Lawton.
And the first game of the regular season is officially underway for the Capital City Stealth and the Traverse City Wolves.
The inaugural season, Tim Oler, Lawton with the return.
And the give over to Corey Edwards, who's going down the sidelines. He will be out of bounds about midfield and just inside Capital City Stealth territory.
Yeah, Lawton just past the 50-yard line going into Stealth territory, not the return the Stealth wanted to give up, Lawton. But, hey, we'll see what the defense can do. As we've talked about, this Capital City Stealth defense has some players on it. Looking forward to seeing what they can do against a very, very confident Traverse City Wolves offense.
Absolutely. One of the big men on playing for the green and white, number 55, Greg Sizemore. We talked to him in practice last week. He's very excited, very upbeat, and definitely feels very comfortable playing for this defense.
And Lawton, the Traverse City Wolves led by quarterback number 10, Aaron James. Very confident quarterback, great delivery on his pass. Really has the respect of this team. Let's see what he does on these first couple plays.
Aaron James drops back. It's a run out to the outside. B.J. Chandler with the carry. He's going to get about 5 on the play.
And we have James Williams. He's from Hazlitt High School, 6'3" linebacker, 205. A guy that we talked to Coach Tubero about, really a heart and soul guy. He's going to be involved in many plays up in that linebacking core, Lon.
It looks like Aaron James running a hurry-up, no-huddle offense here for the Traverse City Wolves. James drops back. He's got a man deep. He's going up top. And a great catch. At the 10, he breaks the tackle. He's inside the 10, inside the 5.
Yeah, Lawton, a breakdown in coverage there as Michael Stagg, one of the top receivers on the Wolves, hangs that. The ball hung up by Aaron, and of course, great catch down in the red zone, well into the red zone, Lawton. And Traverse City looking to punch one in early in the first minute of play.
And they are not wasting any time. Aaron James back to the line of scrimmage, already no huddle, making some definite moves.
Yeah, Lawton, you got to really look for the linebackers to punch up here, really keep the Traverse City linemen out of this.
Option played B.J. Chandler, and a flag is down.
I think it's going to be a hold, Lawton, hold on Traverse City, looking at the left side of the line. This is where the money's made, Lawton, though. For the Capital City Stealth defense, you really have got to bunch up these linebackers, really fight in the trenches. Can't let a touchdown into the first minute, Lawton, of your first inaugural home game. This is life and death right now. You got to really fight for these yards down in the goal line. It is a hold, Lawton. And offsides, offsetting penalties.
Still going to be second down.
Should be first down, Lawton.
It looks like they declined both penalties.
It's going to happen once in a while.
Yep, every once in a while.
Who knew
mistakes. You know, and these were these opening season jitters we were talking about earlier.
Let's see what the defense has dialed up here and what Traverse City is going to try to counter with, Lawton.
Aaron James under center. Again, the give it to Chandler. And a great tackle.
Yep, great bunch tackle there, Lawton, by the Stealth defense. Had a bunch of players in there, including number 52 again for Capital City. It seems he's going to be around all these
James
plays right
Williams.
now. James Williams, representing Hazlitt High School proudly. Lawton, take a look at.
This was that earlier pass play. Aaron James going deep up top. Mild pressure, good protection.
Just a great catch by Stagg when he brings it down. Jumps up way over the defender right there. An excellent catch by Stagg. We're gonna, Traverse City feels like they're going to see a lot of him, Lawton.
Back on the field in an I formation. You've seen all kinds. Give it to the big man, number 34, Brandon Anderson. And that's a touchdown.
On the Capital City Stealth defensive line, it's kind of broke down there. It was really too easy for the Traverse City Wolves that time, and the touchdown's in early on in the first minute and 46 seconds of the inaugural home game, Lawton.
Two big plays that started off. You had an Aaron James long pass to Michael Stagg, and not to mention that return on special teams, the opening kickoff for over 50 yards.
Number 12. 42, I'm sorry. Pablo Picardo Jr.
And as they set up for the point after.
Pablo Picardo Jr., Lawton, the kicker for Traverse City.
And
big
the
man
kick
for
is
a
up,
kicker.
and it is good. So the Traverse City Wolves strike early and are already up on the Capital City Stealth 7-0. They say it's not how you start, it's how you finish, Danny. And hopefully Danny Dresselhaus can lead this offense and come back.
Absolutely, Lawton, and I will say this, it's obviously very early in this game. You can't let your hearts be broken. I know that the Capital City Stealth really want to give this great fan support a treat today. And, in the way football works, Lawton, you might come out, get punched in the mouth. It's how you respond.
Absolutely.
And let's see what this Capital City Stealth team can do as they're going to get ready for another kickoff, Lawton, and hopefully this time we will see what the offense has to offer.
Back to receive for the Capital City Stealth. We have Andre Martin, and we also have Sam Grantham. Now, Sam actually scored the first touchdown in franchise history in the preseason opener.
And Lawton and I talked with Sam Grantham at practice a couple weeks ago. Really fiery kid, really loves to be able to play in this league, Lawton. And I will say this, that's one of the great things you can see about, as the viewers that are watching semi-pro football for the first time will tell. These guys are out there for the love of the game. It's a very special thing to see in this day and age of crazy contracts, $1 million salaries. It should be a lot of fun.
And set to kick off, Pablo Ricardo, who converted on that extra point, kicks it off. And Grantham will take the catch. Good return and good tackle by number 44, Trenton Sweet, right down inside the 30-yard line of the Capital City Stealth.
Well, Lawton, I know that these Stealth have been very excited to get their offense on the field and see what their quarterback, Danny Dresselhaus, and a lot of weapons around him can do. It is a beautiful day for football, I will say that.
Absolutely.
Football in July. It's almost as good as Christmas in July.
That's right. It was a little rainy earlier, but the rain seemed to clear up, and we're underway.
It wasn't the British Virgin Islands once, and Santa did come on a motorboat, but this is better.
Absolutely. First snap, regular season for the Capital City Stealth. Dresselhaus under center.
Big gang tackle in the middle, Lawton. I saw Tyler Alpers in on that for Traverse City, as well as a bunch of his compadres. Not much there, Lawton.
And Jasmine Bailey is down on the field, our sideline reporter with our commissioner, Rob Williams of the NAFL.
And if you're wondering why, it's because...
All right, I don't think Jasmine was ready.
That was practice. Right. Good.
All right,
Hi, I'm Jasmine Bailey. We're here on this exciting day in mid-Michigan, and if you're wondering why, it's because football has made its way to the Lansing area. Now, I'm standing here with someone who's also made her way to Lansing, or the Lansing area at least. How are you doing today, Commissioner Williams?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm just so glad to be back in this area after spending 4 years at Michigan State.
Good to hear, good to hear. So just a few questions for you. Being commissioner of the NAFL, for people that are tuning in for the first time, what can you tell them about this league? What's so special?
The NAFL has been in existence since 1999, and we pride ourselves on being a professional minor league as opposed to semi-pro. In the United States, there are over 950 teams playing at this level, but the teams that are a part of our league are more professional and more organized. And we actually compete on a national scope so that teams get to play people from all over the United States and Canada.
Okay, so you mentioned the teams. Now, you're back in the mid-Michigan area. You've got a chance to look at the Stealth. What do you think about the team as an organization?
I think the Stealth is a great organization. They're very organized. Of course, I love their colors. And I think that they'll do very well as a first-year team, and I expect to see them in the playoffs.
Okay. Any predictions for the game today?
No predictions. I have to be very nice and very unbiased because they are playing the TC Wolves, who are a second-year team out of Traverse City.
Okay, understand. Well, go green, apparently, from the commissioner, and we're talking about the Stealth today. So go green. Back to you, Lawton.
All right, thank you, Jasmine.
Great job done by Jasmine, Lawton.
Number 9, Tim Olhert with the return. 3 and out for the Stealth, unfortunately.
Yeah, Lawton, while we were going to Jasmine there, the Stealth tried a couple running plays, couldn't really get anything going there. The Traverse City Wolves front 7, really, really impressive defensively. That's one of the things that I've already seen about Traverse City, Lawton. They really, even just watching them on the field, not to say the Capital City didn't have the same presence, but this team's been around the extra year. They've had the extra practices. They've got players that have been on this team for 2 seasons now, going into their, obviously, the second regular full season. And they just really seem to know what it's going to take to, counter a newer team in the Capital City Stealth. A lot of intimidation maybe going on there right now, Lawton.
We'll see how the Stealth defense responds here on the Wolves' second offensive possession. Aaron James under center. The gives inside. And there's a tackle by number 92.
Yeah, Lawton, Glenn Porter out of Denby High School, 6'4" defensive lineman on that tackle. The Stealth defense looking to try to, supplant themselves early in this game. This battle, as we've heard too many times in football, won in the trenches. Traverse City kind of punched Capital City in the mouth on the first drive, and the Stealth really want to come back and try to, maybe change the tide in this one early.
Wolves slowing things down. They were running the hurry-up offense in the first drive. In the second drive, slowing things down, actually going back to the huddle. Again, the give outside to B.J. Chandler.
Yeah, Lawton Chandler around the corner there, too easy as the Stealth defense broke down a little bit there on the right side. This Traverse City team, Lawton, I can't say it enough. They really feel confident in what they're doing, whether it's offense, whether it's defense. Talking to Coach Brad Haney earlier before the game started, he knows he's got the players out there to win this football game, to do well. Again, obviously they're 8-4 in their first season in a very competitive league. a lot of excitement around this Traverse City team, Lon.
3rd down and 4. 4 wide receivers. 1 lone setback. Aaron James. Quick pass. Out to Josh Tomaszewski. And the tackle by number 49, Sawyer Paul Bear.
And Lawton, that is not going to be enough for a first down. Let's see if Traverse City chooses to go for it. They're on the stealth side of the field.
Looks like they're at the 48. They're going to need to get to about the 46, just beyond that. And it looks like the punting unit is staying on the sideline.
It looks like they are. Brad Haney, Riverboat Gambler, loves to push the envelope here. Opening day, regular season 2010. And they are going to it as Aaron James is still behind center.
And in the shotgun on 4th and 2. And it looks like they have drawn the stealth offsides. Maybe some movement online. We'll wait for the official word.
Everyone pointed everybody Lawton down on the field. It's all up to the guys in the stripes, though. Wonder if Coach Brad Haney was actually bringing the team out there to try to get them to jump off sides there, Lawton. It looked like that was the play all along.
Could be the safe route.
Maybe they weren't going to even go for it, and it is offsides.
Offsides, Capital City Stealth. You know, unfortunate because they look to actually have the Wolves against the wall there.
Well, Lawton, the stealth, the Wolves have really been able to do exactly what they've wanted to so far in this game. It's really going to take the stealth defense to step up here. No more points can be allowed, Lawton, if the stealth want to really feel good about themselves as this first quarter is ticking down.
1st and 10 for the Wolves. Aaron James in the shotgun. B.J. Chandler coming out of the backfield. And James goes up top deep again. Incomplete. Intended for Josh Tomaszewski.
Lawton, really good coverage there by Mark Phillips, number 23, 5'8", out of Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. And there really was nowhere that Aaron James could go with that ball. He tried to squeeze it in there on the right side, but great coverage by the stealth defense, and that's more of what the stealth are going to want to do.
Well, if you're just tuning in, 8:36 left in the first quarter. Stealth down 7-0 to the Traverse City Wolves, and the Wolves driving on 2nd down.
Stealth coordinator John Lloyd had to be happy about that defensive play. Lawton, his defense has kind of had some issues early out of this one, but this could be a great series to turn it all around.
Absolutely. James to the option. Chandler again. Gets a few yards on the run.
Good pursuit there, Lawton, by James Williams. James Williams has kind of been all over the field so far, and unfortunately, he's been on defense a lot in the early going. But as we talked to Coach Tony Tubero as well as John Lloyd before the game, he's one of the guys out there that they really believe in. I know that Eric Hadley's another one, and Sawyer Paul Baird. That linebacking core is one of the strengths of this entire team, and they really want to see that make a difference, especially early on with the team already down 7-0.
Talking with James Williams earlier in the week, he said, I've been used to being part of a perennial contender, a team that always competes. From when I played for Haslett High, Charlie Iluski was his coach, and he said he doesn't want to be part of a losing team. He's all about winning, and that's why you may see him all over the field.
Big play here for the stealth defense, a lot of big 3rd down. They want to not let any more yards for the stealth team.
Aaron James drops back. He's got a little pressure. He rolls out. He's also going deep again.
Could be picked, Lawton.
And it's incomplete. Good coverage on the stealth. Intended for Josh Tomaszewski. Seems to be, so far, the favorite target for Aaron James.
Mark Phillips in on that play, Lawton, and that is a great that's exactly what the stealth wanted to do. They couldn't allow any more points early. As you mentioned, 7:47 to left in the first quarter. Already 7-0. John Lloyd's got to be happy about that, as well as Coach Tony Tubero. And let's see if the Traverse City Wolves call a sneaky 4th down play again, or actually punt it for once.
It looks like the punting unit is out there. But then again, it's all up to...
You could have the fumble Ruski play.
You never know.
Little Statue of Liberty action. Come on, it's the first game, Lawton. You never know what's going to happen.
Pulling all the tricks out early.
Surprised there wasn't an onside kick at the beginning of the game.
Grantham back to receive. Good kick calls for a fair catch. Grantham catches it right at the 20-yard line.
Stealth are going to take over there, Lawton, and I really want to see what QB Danny Dresselhaus can do. He didn't really have a chance to pass much on the last series of plays. A bunch of runs up the middle that Traverse City Wolves do. We were commenting when they came off the bus earlier. Talked to Darnell, of course, who had a lot of things to say, Darnell Wilson. he is definitely the team talker. But they got some big boys on that team, Lon. A little intimidating for the smaller stealth team. But you know the Danny Dresselhaus, as we mentioned, very confident leader. Got to talk to this guy over the last few weeks, especially at practice. This is a guy that really knows how to lead a team. And, I know Darnell Williams sacked him twice when Danny played at Ipsy High. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens this time. Traverse City bunching up there, Lawton.
And Dresselhaus, play action. Got some pressure, and
he's in trouble.
Dropped.
In trouble in on that play, Lawton. Number 53, Darnell Wilson, who got his third sack, I guess, if you're counting. Keep it track at home. Third sack in 2 years of Danny Dresselhaus. Not the way that the stealth offense wanted to start this series, of course, Lawton.
He's definitely the energy on the defense, and talking with him earlier, he's definitely a confident guy.
We talked, as I mentioned, with Coach Brad Haney before the game. Traverse City runs kind of a 4-3 defense. You see that a lot in the NFL these days. Cincinnati runs that. Baltimore runs that. They'll have that front seven really bunch up, as you can see, as you get ready for this next play, Lawton. You just watch the linebackers and the safeties all bunch up. They're all within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 12.
There's a flag, Lawton.
The gain is about 2. The flag may negate that.
Oh, yeah, just to confirm that, I meant the Ipsy Yellow Jackets, not Ipsy High School, of course. Ipsy Yellow Jackets were a team that played in the NAFL last year that Danny Dresselhaus was a part of. No longer alive. That's why the Stealth are lucky to have him. Dresselhaus did go to Pioneer High School. He's a good man.
And
great name.
He even said he was confident that he could have easily walked on at Eastern Michigan University.
My alma mater.
Yes.
Go Eagles.
But chose this route instead.
And that's what we've talked about a lot. This is a very, very interesting and exciting level of football. These guys are paying to play. This is not about million-dollar contracts and locker rooms that have plasma TVs. It's about playing football because you love and appreciate the game, which we obviously both do.
A bit of a break for the Stealth as the penalty was called on the Wolves. Dresselhaus in the shotgun. Ball is snapped. He checks off his first receiver, and there's a fumble.
Lawton, I think it's going to be a touchdown.
Inside the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Traverse City Wolves.
Lawton, it looked like Matt Ohlert, the linebacker for Traverse City, in on that play, and I got to tell you,
that is absolutely
inauspicious start.
What the Capital City Stealth wanted. Absolutely not. That's a tough break.
Well, hey, listen, before the game, we did talk with Darnell Wilson. He did say his prediction was 16-0. I disagree with that. But I will say this is, as we've talked about, Lawton, Traverse City, an extremely confident team. Obviously, think about it. If you're a team that's been around the league for a couple years, you know what it takes to win football games. This is the first regular season game, and it's at home for Capital City. Little different situation for them.
Absolutely. Pablo Vicardo on the extra point attempt. And a muffled snap. And it looks like it may turn into, incomplete.
I guess if you want to look at the other side of the coin, something went right for Capital City. It's 13-0, though. I will say this. This is, Lawton, you look at the Capital City Stealth team, they know the odds are against them. They're playing a division champ from last year, a team that's very organized. They came up here with we saw their shirts, one mission. And this Traverse City team is very, very formidable. And it would not be, it would be embarrassing for Traverse City or for Capital City to lose this game, Lawton, but they want to come out and have a much better showing for the rest of this first half. This is not the way that I know Coach Tony Tubero envisioned the beginning of this game going.
Absolutely not. Midway through the first quarter, down 13-0. That's a lot to come back from. That's tough.
It's tough to swallow.
Absolutely.
Trying to get some wheatgrass without any water. Not easy. The one good thing I could say, Lawton, already, and obviously it's tough when the home team is down in a game, a lot of good fan support, people coming in by droves. A lot of great stuff happening with this Capital City team in their inaugural season.
Sam Grantham back to receive once again for the Stealth. And the Stealth has to hope that on this offensive possession they can get something going. A first down.
Lawton, it's a must. Lawton, it's a must. The Stealth have to at least cross the 50 at minimum. Short kick that could help.
Short kick. They'll have good field position. Grantham gets to the 38, and we got a little pushing and shoving on the field there. Greg Sizemore in on that.
Lon, let's take a look here as we get ready for the third offensive possession for the Stealth. We're going to be able to check out exactly what happened on this fumble as Dresselhaus backed away Lawton, and just a breakdown in the offensive lineman coverage. You know, a great tackle, kind of spun him around, lost control of the ball, then it was a free-for-all, and you know how that goes. And Traverse City jumped on the ball, and the touchdown scored.
Well, Dresselhaus comes back and definitely wants to come back from that fumble in the end zone. And a quick pass. Out, it's caught. And inside the 25-yard line, a pass.
Great catch by Wesley Thomas, Lawton. And that's just the injection of excitement that this Stealth team needed on offense.
That was a quick out, too. That was a one-step drop.
Well,
quick pass.
We've talked about Danny Dresselhaus, and he does have great arm strength. A little smaller of a guy. I mean, he's not the biggest quarterback. But, you know, he is a guy that absolutely has the ability to throw down the field, to get that ball inside seams, you know, split the middle of that coverage. And it's very impressive to watch that early on. They've got to keep this going.
Wolves defense froze on that. First down for the Capital City Stealth. Dresselhaus drop back again, being chased, and just throws it out of bounds.
Yep, a lot of pressure there, Lawton. We saw number 4 for Traverse City, Kerry Morrow. I wonder if he's related to Brendan. You never know.
The Capital City Stealth offensive line early on getting dominated by this defensive line of the Traverse City Wolves. Danny Dresselhaus has been running for his life.
He's been running for his life, and as we mentioned, this Traverse City team, you know, they're imposing off the bus, Lawton. They got some size, they got some speed, great athleticism, confidence. You know, you got to win those battles in the trenches, and you got to look for Capital City to really try to impose their will on this drive and get some points in the end zone.
Inside give to the fullback. Stephen Bell may have gotten a yard on the play.
Got his bell rung on that one, Don. That Traverse City front seven really bunching up. As we mentioned, Traverse City running a 4-3 defense.
And really effective against the run today.
And if you look at the way Traverse City's kind of bunching up their linebackers and bringing up the safeties on the coverage, almost similar to a nickel defense, this Traverse City team's blanking in the field right now. And you got to look for Danny to try to pump this ball into some of these tight spots.
Dresselhaus in the shotgun. Getting some extra protection. The throw. Oh! Incomplete pass right over to Wesley Thomas, who actually caught that earlier pass for a big gain. That would have been a nice catch.
It looked like Thomas did the old unfortunate run before you catch the ball. Dropped it as he was turning to make his route in the right side of the field. And I know he's not happy with himself right now, but at least these passes are getting closer to opening up some of these seams, Lon, and the Stealth have to find a way to matriculate the ball down the field.
Fourth down for the Stealth. And it looks like they will set up for a field goal attempt. Just getting on the board here would be good enough. Jeff Drake to attempt the field goal.
Lawton caught about 45-yarder.
The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good.
And there are the first points ever scored by the Capital City Stealth off Jeff Drake's leg from about 45 yards. And you can hear the crowd out there, Lawton. A lot of support for the first home game, for the first ever regular season game for Capital City. That's great to see. You know, no matter who you're rooting for in this game, it's great to see a team in their first season score their first points off a not too shabby long length field goal-wise.
A good drive that ended in points, and you're on the board. 13-3, Traverse City leads.
They almost
in the first quarter.
They almost had to score points in that drive. Obviously, with the fumble, as they were backed up, Danny Dresselhaus in the shadows of their own goalpost, they had to get something positive on that drive. I mentioned at minimum cross the 50. They did with that great catch by Wesley Thomas, and ended with the field goal. So you're only 2 scores down right now. And actually, if you think about it, 2 scores ties the game because Traverse City missed their extra point as they went for 2 after their second touchdown was scored. So obviously a lot of time left. 5:26 left in the first quarter. Plenty of football up to play, Lawton. But that was absolutely what Tony Tubro's Stealth needed to do. They had to put some points on the board.
We could be talking about that missed extra point later in the game.
It always seems to come back to haunt you, Lawton, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
Did I mention beautiful day for football?
You did.
July. How can you not love football in July?
It has turned out to be a gorgeous day.
Great to be on Cam TV, Lawton. Very excited to be here for the Stealth's opening game in their history.
And all the coverage right here of all Stealth games all season long right here on Cam TV. We hope you tune in and join us. I know I'll be here.
I like to join you often.
Hey, I
mean,
appreciate
when
that.
I join you, Lon, it really brightens my life.
This guy to my left is incredible. Capital City Stealth kickoff. Taken at the 15. Fakes the reverse.
Fake.
He's got some room to run and is brought down at the 37 by Tim Ohlert.
About to run back at 20 yards there, Lawton. And Tim Ohlert, as I talked to Brad Haney before the game, the coach of Traverse City, I got to tell you, he is an all-around guy. This guy returns kicks. This guy's a linebacker. He's all over the field, and it was one of Brad Haney's really important guys. As I wanted to mention, Ryan Brown, one of the better players for Traverse City, was unable to make the trip today. He's got a family situation going on, so a lot of guys are going to be stepping up. Matt Ohlert, actually Tim's brother, is going to be stepping up as well. So it's really nice to see guys that can play all different types of positions when there are some injuries or players that can't make games.
First down, Traverse City Wolves from their own 37-yard line. Great field position today for the Wolves. Gives inside to the fullback. And he's brought down at the 45. 8-yard gain.
Traverse City run game has really been able to do what they've wanted to so far. I mean, they've kind of had a myriad of backs being able to run the ball on the field. There's been a bunch of passes, obviously, by Aaron James as well. But this Capital City Stealth line, it seems to be that they're really having trouble bringing this coverage and blocking these gaps on the running lanes. And we got to see how that progresses through the game, because Capital City really could just get, worn down if they're not able to stop the run.
Second down and about 3 for the Traverse City Wolves. And the give is to BJ. Again, first down for the Traverse City Wolves. Utilizing BJ Chandler quite a bit today.
They are, Lon, and Chandler, this is an imposing figure from the Traverse City Wolves. He played at North Park High School. Has some speed, some good cut ability, a really good north and south runner, very agile on the wings as well, Lon.
Capital City Stealth coach Tony Tubero earlier said this team, it definitely has speed and size.
A lot of athleticism.
Quick out to Jamarcus Martin, and the pass is incomplete.
In case of the dropsies there, and on the coverage there was number 49 for Capital City, Sawyer Paul Baird, one of the great football names in North America, I must say.
And he was right there. Talking with him and James Williams earlier this week, they mentioned that they both feel so comfortable with this defense. There's not one guy on this defense that can't make a big play.
Yeah, Law, there's a lot of trust. A lot of trust on this defense when we talk to them, and that's one of the most important things, especially for a team playing in their inaugural season. You've got to be able to trust yourself on defense.
And a holding call, bringing the ball back to the 48, back into Traverse City Wolves territory, All right, first down for the Wolves. Aaron James, the give is again to BJ Chandler. He's got some room to run on the outside.
Great run there, Lawton.
He is down to the stealth 35-yard line. And so much for that holding penalty.
Yep, about a pickup of 14 yards there. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 to go for the first. And this is a big play, key plays, we like to say, for the Capital City Stealth defense. I really, as I mentioned on the last drive, you can't really keep letting in points. At the worst, you got to think field goal attempt. But let's see if Capital City can cause a 4th down situation.
Actually, still second down.
You're right, Alon, that was second down.
And they are now on the 35. 2.5 yards to go for a first down.
Apologize for the confusion on the scoreboard. The dream's alive.
That is okay. At times, you have to move through the confusion.
you have to fight through it, wade through it. Wade through the confusion. Now we got 3rd down. And a key 3rd down, as I mentioned on the last play when I thought it was 3rd.
And a good spot, actually. This is going to be 3rd and about 1.
Called 1 3/4.
Will we see a run, or will we see something out of the bag of tricks of Aaron James?
And movement again. That looks like it's going to be offsides, Lon.
Could be offsides, or could be movement on the offensive line as well.
I saw, looking at that play, Lon, it looks like clearly about 3 stealth players were over the line before that ball was snapped. It is going to be offsides, automatic first down, and not with the stealth one. A lot of penalties early on key plays, Lon. That's the second penalty that caused the first down already, and we're not even through the first quarter.
short yardage situations on third down, you have the Traverse City Wolves at bay, and you give them an easy first down. That's tough.
That's the last thing you do. It's like, if you want to think of the basketball parlance, you can't give free throw shots when you're already down a ton.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what's going on here, and the Stealth defense really has to kind of button up here.
Just over 2 minutes to play. Capital City Stealth down 13-3 in the first quarter. First down for the Traverse City Wolves. Aaron James. The give is to William Humphreys, and he'll get a couple on the play.
Better tackles there by the Stealth defense. Saw number 53 in there, Eric Hadley. James Williams is in most of these plays as well.
Humphreys is down on the field.
And he looks like he is in a little bit of pain, Lon. Hate to see this early in a game, early in the season. Obviously hope that he's okay. Unfortunately, when the weather is as hot as it is, Lon, a lot of cramps can happen. You got to stay hydrated, whether you're playing football or lounging at the beach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lon, while we take a look at what's going on here on the field, obviously hope the best for William Humphreys. It's early on, minute 57 left in the first quarter of the inaugural game here, and you can't be upset if you're a Stealth fan. It's your first game, but there's some deficiencies we've seen. Obviously we've seen this team have some trouble stopping the run, penalties that are killing them. Already 2 penalties that have been a direct result of a first down. But I will say this is a team that really believes in themselves, and I know is going to do whatever it takes to improve on this.
They're going to scratch and claw and try to do whatever they can.
We really do hate to see a scene like this too, Law, and all the training staff on the field. And, of course, our best wishes go out to William Humphreys. Hope he's okay out there. But as I said, when it's hot outside, this could just be a cramp that gets a little, expounded because of the weather out there. So we're hoping that it's something very, very minimal.
Yeah, the temperature's in the low 80s today. And I tell you, it's definitely hotter on the field than it is up here in the booth.
Good turnout, Lon. A lot of colorful people in the stands right now. Got a lot of Stag fans out there. A lot of Traverse City fans for Michael Stagg.
Coming all the way down. That's a good three and a half hour drive.
Yeah, driving from TC. Well, it was pretty funny as we met some of the Traverse City players as they were pulling up to the field today. Of course, Darnell Wilson. And there goes Humphreys. He's going to be helped off the field. Big hand for him by the crowd.
And looks like it could be an ankle or even a knee injury.
He's having trouble even putting any pressure on that lawn, so we obviously wish the best for him, but it looks like it's an ankle. Looks like it's an ankle, maybe twisted or sprained. He could barely, look at it, they got to carry him off.
That's tough to see.
We
wish the best for William Humphreys, that's for sure.
As I was saying, we talked to Darnell Wilson getting off the bus. This is a great level of football. It's a lot of fun, for people that are watching this for the first time. This is semi-pro. These players are, not getting paid to be here. They're playing because they love the game.
His shutout prediction is not going to be effective.
No, absolutely not. 60-0. That isn't happening. Anything can happen. That's why they play the game.
Absolutely. Aaron James, under center, back on the field. Drops back. The throw is made. It's caught. And down inside the 15-yard line to number 12, Lamarck McLaurin.
Great route run there by Lamarck McLaurin. And the one thing I could see already early on is that Aaron James really is comfortable with his receivers. We were talking to Coach Brad Haney of the Wolves. He really knows that Aaron is capable of leading this team, finding out what it takes to keep these guys, on the same page. And what I could tell so far early on is he really is the leader of this team and really feels comfortable behind center.
First down. The give inside. Number 26, Justin Gordon, will get a couple yards.
Good tackle there by Steve Merritt, the big boy from Marietta High School, 6'5", 320. Capital City's got to see a little more of that. They got to plug these gaps along. They got to get in these running lanes. Traverse City's really been able to do what they've wanted to as we enter the last minute of the first quarter here, Lawton. And I'll tell you right now, this is more of what Capital City's got to do, especially in the red zone.
It'll be second down for the Traverse City Wolves, and they're driving. Definitely within field goal range, within striking distance.
For Capital City, you got to take each play by itself. Big second down here.
James very comfortable in the shotgun. You can tell he's a leader on this team.
Yeah, sorry, Lon. No rush there for the way they ran that play.
Toss, and he's out of bounds.
That doesn't count. Out of bounds.
Lamarck McLaurin with the catch, but it doesn't count.
And good coverage there, bumping him out of was Mark Phillips again, who's really has been one of the standout stealth players so far in this first quarter defensively. He's been in on a lot of these plays, a lot of the wide receiver coverage plays, and really has made a difference.
It's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up.
Flag on the play.
And an unsportsmanlike, offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct calls on both teams. Like I said earlier, there was some pushing and shoving down there.
Hey, it's getting heated. I told you, it's football in July. A lot of tempers are flaring. Hot dogs at the concession stands. By the way, go get one. They're great. They're Hebrew Nationals, I believe.
Well, that's going to take the Traverse City Wolves back nowhere. Offsetting penalties don't do anything.
Back nowhere. It's going to take them nowhere, Lawton.
Nowhere.
A big 3rd down, though, 3rd and 9, Lawton, for the stealth defense. And Traverse City looking to really put a hurting offensively early in this one. I think they're going to try to pound the ball in here, Lawton. It looks like that's the set they're going with. Spread offense is what Traverse City runs, and obviously Aaron Brooks runs it well.
Or we could see a play action, but you're right. Inside to B.J. Chandler. He gets to the outside. A good move and a great tackle
there, Lawton. Number 28 in on the play. Andre Martin, the 6'2 defensive back out of Ypsi High School. That was the best tackle on the defense so far as the first quarter comes to a close, Lawton.
And at the end of the first quarter, the Capital City Stealth down 13-3 to the Traverse City Wolves, but a good exclamation point tackle to end the quarter that was really, really tough on that defense. And now we'll head down to the field, Jasmine Bailey with one of the stealth players.
Jasmania.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Bailey here with Clifford Clark, number 24 of the Capital City Stealth. Now, Clifford, we're 13-3. We're down right now. You're on the sidelines. Can you tell me who's going to help bring it back?
Well, we have a team full of talent, Jasmine, and yes, it's 13-3. But right now, the guys, sometimes it takes a little time for us to get going. But we got enough talent. Jabril Goings, Brandon Dunn. On defense, we got Dre Martin, Greg Sizemore. So we got a team full of playmakers. So it could happen any minute.
Sounds good. Well, we'll look forward to happen.
Great.
Thank you very much, Jasmine.
Nice.
Well, as we head into the second quarter here, Capital City Stealth defense has definitely got to make a big play.
Fourth down, you would think, but with head coach Brad Haney, you never know. You would think they're going to attempt a field goal here to go up 16-3. And so far, we have seen some impressive kicking out of Pablo Picardo Jr. Sounds like a martini drink. But a little wrap up on the first quarter. The first home game, obviously some nerves for Capital City. I know there's a ton. We talked to Coach Tubero before the game. A lot of injuries. A lot of players that couldn't make it here because of family situations. This is a team that's going to have to fight through it. You don't have a ton of players.
Rough snap. Pablo Picardo puts it, and it is no good.
Okay. Sorry about that, Long.
That's all right.
But, you got to fight through this, and that's a great stop defensively for Capital City. They're missing a ton of people on defense, and I know that they didn't want to start this game down 10 points at the beginning of the second quarter. But if they can keep this up, that inside linebacker play, you got to love what some of these guys are doing, especially James Williams, and Steve Merritt just had a great play on that last drive. This is a team that's got a decent defense. They're young, first year together. They had a 2-1 preseason, as we talked about in the past. But I got to tell you, this team is going to fight till the end. Traverse City knew that Capital City had some deficiencies. Traverse City brought most of their complements of players, except for Ryan Brown, as you mentioned, who's out for a family situation. But right now, it's not the defense that Capital City's have to worry about. It's the offense for Traverse City.
Stealth lineup at their own 18. Dresselhouse in the shotgun. First play of the second quarter. Offensively for the Stealth. And a quick out. And a huge tackle by Kerry Morrow.
And Mike Bowen in on that play as well. He got three big boys as well as Tyler Alpers.
Jeff Drake with the catch. He's kicking field goals. He's catching passes.
You guys an all-around wizard, as we like to say in the business. I'm telling you, Lawton, this Traverse City Wolves defense, very impressive early, swarming receivers, bunching up the running lanes. Can Capital City figure out the riddle that is the T-Wolves defense?
Stealth in the I formation. Handoff inside, and nowhere that ball will go.
Nowhere to go at all as Traverse City once again. You saw number 98, Mike Bowen, again in on the stop. And, as I mentioned in the last couple series offensively for Capital City, Dressel in this offense, they've had some nice plays. They had some, good passes down the field, Wesley Thomas being involved in some. But I'll tell you right now, this is a team that is really trying to find their offensive life. 3rd and 14, Lawton.
The Stealth have been more successful through the air today than with the run. So we'll see what they can do here. 3rd and 14. Dresselhaus drops back. Quick out, and it is incomplete. The second drop by Wesley Thomas.
Yep, Alpers again in on that coverage, the 6'0 linebacker out of Albion High School. And obviously we can tell that Dresselhaus' favorite target is Wesley Thomas. Wesley Thomas getting some separation, but just can't pull the ball in.
And they're right there. I mean, he's hitting them right on the numbers. So, Dresselhaus not really to blame, but
like that delivery Dresselhaus has.
He's quick. He's fast, and it doesn't look like he can throw it far, but the kid can throw.
He's very well coached too. Very well coached. Very confident young man. We got to talk to him in practice about a week ago. And he's the leader. They're gonna believe in him. It doesn't matter how far down point-wise they are in this game. They're gonna believe in Danny's abilities to bring him back, but now need some good defense.
Stealth back to punt. Kick is up, and we might have a flag down as the kicker gets absolutely drilled.
That's going to be an automatic first down if that's what it is. Should be roughing the kicker. No running into the kicker of the NAFL.
And Seth McCumbee absolutely got drilled on that play. That is a roughing the kicker call, and that will go against the Traverse City Wolves. So the Stealth still have a little bit of life on this drive.
They do. Hey, listen, you got 4th and 14 from inside your own red zone, and you get a penalty to give you a first down up near, looks like it's going to be the 29-yard line. This is just the kind of break you need. When it was the other side of the ball, 2 first downs given up by the Stealth defense. Now they got one on offense via the penalty. This could turn out to be a very important drive as we inch towards the first half at halftime.
Well, we're early in the second quarter, and the Stealth have an opportunity here on this drive to really close the gap if they can get down and score some points.
Looks like Dresselhaus is very comfortable with going up in the air. Maybe see an up-top play here. He's got a safety back with him.
He does have some pressure. Screen play is blown, and Vance Johnson misses the delivery. Boy, that Traverse City Wolves defense definitely getting through that offensive line of the Capital City Stealth, Danny.
Sorry, Lon. Great pursuit there by Pablo Picardo Jr. Not only kicks, but plays linebacker too for Traverse City. A lot of guys you'll see Lawton play a lot of different positions in this NAFL, which is great. It's like the two-way way that it used to be back in the 50s and 60s in college football and even the pros. It's great to see a lot of guys playing different positions, really helping their team out in many ways.
And due to all the injuries, you're going to probably see a lot more of that on both sides of the ball. Second down and 10 for the Stealth. Play action. Dresselhaus rolls out. He's got a man, and it's incomplete, intended for Stephen Bell.
Another case of the dropsies, Lawton. This is really killing the Stealth's momentum right now. You get that first down off the roughing the kicker penalty and 2 drops in a row. And you just saw number 22, Wesley Thomas, throw his hands down. It's got to be frustrating, Lawton. Got to be frustrating.
And I don't mean to be obvious, but these passes are catchable balls.
These are definitely catchable balls. You don't want to put all the onus on the receivers too. I mean, this Traverse City defense really, you can hear them in the footsteps in your ear holes. But I'll tell you right now, they got to start catching these balls if Capital City wants to move the ball down the field.
Third down and 10. Dresselhaus in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. And Dresselhaus throws it up and overthrows number 11, Jonathan Hart.
Good coverage there, Lawton, by Tim Ohlert, who's been all over the field from his DB position. Could have possibly been pass interference. Sure, the coaches in the press box calling for it. That looked like a clean play, though, and really just after that penalty, a negative drive. 3 plays in a row, 2 drops, 1 ball kind of overthrown. Could have been a questionable pass interference call, but that was a pretty tough series after the first down via the penalty.
Seth McCumbee in to punt again, barring another unnecessary drilling in the backfield.
Not unnecessarily drill you.
He did get drilled on that play, though.
He did.
It's rare you see the punter get tackled like a receiver.
Onus about to go back on the defense line.
Corey Edwards back to receive for the Traverse City Wolves. Kick is short, and it takes a Traverse City Wolves bounce at about the 49-yard line of the Traverse City Wolves. So good field position again, Danny, as we talked before.
Well, you got to look at Capital City on this drive, and once, like we said, the last couple drives defensively, you know, John Lloyd's defense has to not allow any more points. I mean, they're only down by 10, so it's not, the world's not over. It's not even close to Darnell Wilson's 60-0 prediction. But Capital City really, you know, they feel like they're just as good as this team, and they want to give this crowd here, this really nice arriving home crowd for the inaugural home opener, a reason to cheer. And this is a big defensive drive.
Stealth defense got to step it up again. Traverse City Wolves. Offense takes the field again. Aaron James at quarterback in the I formation. And the give is to number 34, Brandon Anderson, and good yardage.
Brandon Anderson, big fullback out of Jacksonville High School, 6 feet tall. You know, as we mentioned on the last Capital City Stealth defensive drive, a lot of trouble stopping the run so far. Really, Aaron James has been able to do what he wants to do. Looks like Jesse James out there. I mean, this is a guy that really is choosing, you know, calling his audibles wisely, finding ways to get the running game going and the passing game going. Now they got the triple backfield, Lawton.
Everything coming out of the box, out of the offensive hat anyway.
Call that the full house.
Absolutely, another give. Run around to the right side, again by Brandon Anderson. He will get past the 40-yard line. And that will be good enough for a Traverse City Wolves first down.
Jared Brooks in on that stop. I mean, this stealth defense, you look at them right now, you know, not giving up, not a lot of heads hanging low here, Lawton, but, you know, this has got to be a little frustrating. You know, Traverse City's really been able to do what they've wanted to for the most part offensively. There's been a couple bright moments so far early in the game for the stealth defense, and, you know, they've got to, you know, find a way to cause turnovers and find ways to stop the momentum of the Wolves.
And the Wolves have really taken it down a step from the hurry up. Again, another run and a good hit, and there might be a face mask on that play.
Great tackle there, regardless, by Aaron Hadley. That was one of the bigger hits of the game on the stealth defensive side.
Justin Gordon with the carry. And how many running backs are we going to see out of the Wolves today, Dan?
You know, talking to Coach Brad Haney before the game, they've got about 5 or 6 guys that can play running back. And as we mentioned, at this level of competition, a lot of these guys can play multiple positions. Much like the Michael Keaton movie Multiplicity. Take a look at there as Lawton is, you know, this stealth defense having some trouble stopping the run. And there's the big hit, as we mentioned, by Jordan Dick. And
official right on top of it, and that's close.
That is quite close. Justin Gordon on the carry there for the Wolves. We've got the discussion on the field. Never a good thing in the World Cup nor NAFL football. A lot of discussion going on. Do you think they were talking about dinner reservations? It's possible.
It could be that, or whether or not to wave off that face mask.
They could have just saved 50% of the car insurance. I don't know. This is a big call on. This is a horse collar tackle. You know, that's going to get Traverse City into the red zone already. 11:03 left. Second quarter already down by 10 is Capital City.
Well, the Wolves started off fast, started scoring very fast. And that face mask is going to be on the stealth defense. And you can see Coach Tony Tubaro down there giving an earful to the referee.
Looks like the referee's giving him the earful right now.
Yeah. Actually giving him the physical description of where he was grabbing.
A lot of hand signals.
Absolutely. That's a tough call.
You gotta love Coach Tubaro, though. I mean, he's a very passionate guy, really loves this team, loves this sport. And just a tough break. That time is, I mentioned, inside the red zone already again, Lawton. It's too easy. You can't give that up by penalties. It's very tough when you give up red zone position just due to penalties.
First down and 10. Aaron James in the shotgun. He's got 5 wide. The throw is good. It's complete. And the Wolves will get in the end zone
and
for a touchdown.
Great catch there by Jamarcus Martin, the 6'2 wide receiver out of Mona Shores. Great button route there as he came to the far side of the field. on the strong side, Lawton, and just really juked 3 tackles and found his way into the end zone. And what did I say? Right after the big penalty, touchdown, Traverse City. Capital City's got to find a way to fight back in this game.
We've seen that 3 times today. And what would the score be if we actually didn't have that?
If we didn't have
3 penalties.
the dream,
Yeah, absolutely.
it'd be really tough.
It'd be really tough. Pablo Picardo to attempt the point after.
Ricardo Jr., don't forget. He's got a great father.
And the extra point is up and good. And the Traverse City Wolves commanding 20-3 lead early in the second quarter.
Lon, let's take a look at that really, really impressive play as Jamarcus Martin found his way past a couple tacklers, cut right into the end zone, right past the arms of Sam Grantham, and scored probably one of the prettier touchdowns you'll see. Too easy, though. Too easy if you're a Stealth fan watching this game, as the defense is really having trouble with this seemingly bigger, stronger, and more athletic Traverse City Wolves team. You know, it's as we mentioned, a lot of time left, 10:47, second quarter, but the Stealth have got to start making things happen on offense.
Now, Coach Tony Tabarro said early on before the game when talking with him that this wasn't going to be an easy task. The Traverse City Wolves, division winners last year, good combination of size and speed, and that has definitely been on display. But credit to the Stealth defense as well. They've given up a lot in the form of penalties to allow this Traverse City Wolves team a little bit easier route to getting points on the board. Traverse City Wolves to kick off. Back to receive again, Sam Grantham.
And Grantham, I hate to say it, got to be pretty bad on that last play.
And the return. Good block. And it looks like Andre Martin will be out of bounds, or excuse me, close to the 27-yard line.
Well, on 20-3, down 17 is the Capital City Stealth as the second quarter ticks down, and this is a big drive offensively. We keep saying it, all these drives are very important for Capital City as they cannot continue to give up points on defense, and they've got to find a way to score points on offense. And so far, as I mentioned, the riddle not solved on offense or defense by Capital City.
These drives have turned into response drives and really have not responded just yet. Well, Dresselhaus in the shotgun. Again, so far, the Stealth have not been too bad through the year, but there's been a few drop passes.
Spreading the field out here, Lawton trying to create some of these wide receiver lane seams.
Low snap. Quick pass, and it is incomplete. Nearly picked off by number 21, Corey Edwards of the Traverse City Wolves. The intended receiver was Sam Grantham.
Great coverage there by Corey Edwards. Grantham just missed it by a couple of feet there. But you got to like the delivery by Danny Dresselhaus. You got to like the better protection on that play. And protection is going to be a key in this game as we head towards halftime in the second half. There's going to be a lot of Capital City passing. You know, you're down by 17 points. You're not going to be running the ball for ball control offense. You're going to see him going to the air a lot, and the protection is going to be very, very important, Lon.
I know Coach Tony Tabarro likes to run about a 60-40, does like to throw the ball, so this could work in the Stealth favor. Second down, Dresselhaus back. Flushes himself out of the pocket. The pass is caught. Jonathan Hart.
Houdiniak there, Nicholas. As he got away from
and that's a first down for the Capital City Stealth.
Sorry, Lon got away from the pressure there, and a great catch by Jonathan Hart. And this is kind of what Danny Dresselhaus and this offense for Capital City are looking to do. You know, Tony Tubero is the head coach, but also the offensive coordinator and the quarterback's coach. A lot of responsibilities for Coach Tubero.
Not only the staff is taking on multiple positions, but the players.
The staff of Ra or the football staff?
The football staff.
You never know.
Dresselhaus inside give to Brandon Dunn.
Brandon Dunn actually, before the game, didn't know he hadn't arrived until really shortly before kickoff, and he's one of the best players on this offense.
He had a great preseason.
Quite happy, I'm sure, the coaching staff is to see him. But as we mentioned, Lon, a lot of these players in this league, have jobs, have other responsibilities, and they, do whatever they can to get here, and that's a great thing to watch. Great thing to teach the young children out there watching.
Second down again. The give is to Dunn. Bounces off one tackler and will not get anything on that carry.
And gain tackled by a bunch of Traverse City Wolves, including Darnell. I love to talk Wilson.
Yes, Zach Beeler also in on the tackle.
It's kind of ironic the first player we met was Darnell Wilson from Traverse City, the biggest talker on the team. And you know, you got to love those guys. Sometimes they can get in your head. But, you know, a guy that loves the game. Loves the game and, you know, part of a team that won a division in their first season. Inaugural season, went 8-4 last year.
It's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Stealth. Brandon Dunn in at tailback. But my guess is they're going to be putting this through the air. Dresselhaus back to pass. He's got a man open. And again, another drop pass. Monster hit by Zach Beeler for the Traverse City Wolves. But
Zach Beeler had that read all the way. That pass to Wesley Thomas just came up, bunched the coverage, and whacked him. And Zach Beeler celebrating a little bit as that's going to bring up a 4th down line, and Capital City's going to have to punt.
Seth McCumbee, the punter, already on the field. Still real early in this ball game. You don't want to give up great field position to the Traverse City Wolves, even though they've had it on every offensive possession all game.
Lon, if you're a Capital City Stealth fan, it's tough to watch right now because Traverse City's dominating offensively, defensively, special teams. And if you're Capital City, you got to continue to fight all these plays, especially on defense. But the offense has really got to break through, Lon. That's where the Stealth are having their troubles right now. They're really having issues moving the ball offensively.
Corey Edwards back to receive.
And we got another penalty, Lon. Another roughing penalty.
We've got another roughing penalty.
That's 2 in 3 series. Can't remember the last time that. I think it was 78 with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And who was in on that? Was that Darnell Wilson?
I believe, Lon, it was Darnell Wilson, indeed. So sometimes, let's take a look at that play again, Lon, as the mouth of the South, Darnell Wilson, I believe, is going to be called for that penalty.
Jay Peisch might have been also in on that play as well. And after a while, Seth McCumbee is going to be really, if I were him, I'd be nervous to punt the football.
It's actually a motion penalty, which is declined.
And that was actually number 33, Jay Peisch.
Yeah. So it was not a roughing the kicker. They're calling motion on Capital City. And I believe that Traverse City's obviously got to punt it again. I thought for sure they were going to call Wilson there for the roughing penalty, Lawton.
If I were Seth McCumbee, I'd be taking about a 20-yard drop.
Hey, at least he hands the flag to the ref. It's a nice football player. Often you see a player who has a penalty call and actually hand the flag to the ref. Gotta love pro football.
Yeah.
Semi-pro football.
I can't remember last time I saw that, Dan. I'm going to be real honest.
I think it could have been 2003 in Ottawa.
Quite possibly. All right, attempt number 2. And it doesn't look like they're going to give him much pressure.
Better punt,
good
though.
Punt. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take a good Capital City Stealth bounce. And
oh,
wow. Corey Edwards picks it up, and he's off and running. He's got a few blockers in front of him. He's to the 40. He's at midfield. And he will be brought out of bounds.
And I think we're going to have a hold here, Lon. We had a major hit. Unfortunately for Stealth fans out there, number 55, Greg Sizemore, one of the heart and soul leaders of this team, just got leveled on a block. I believe this is going to come back, though, due to a hold, at least a little bit.
And we've got a helmet off. Kerry Morrow looked like he was about ready to get.
Block in the back, maybe here, Lon. Let's get the official word from our referee.
And if the ref saw that, he may
block
get
in the back.
penalized for it.
Lon, let's take a look at just what happened on that previous play.
Flag blocking back on the TC Wolves, 10-yard penalty.
The ball was almost not picked up by Corey Edwards, and then he runs it to the left side. Huge blocks by the Wolves special teams. And
right at the end of the play here, there was a fumble, and it was lucky that the ball went out of bounds for the Traverse City Wolves.
There was almost a little skirmish on the field as well.
A lot of things happening on that play, that's for sure. At any rate, 1st down and 10 for the Traverse City Wolves at the 41-yard line this time.
Yep, already leading by 17, Lon. Big series for the Stealth defense. No more points.
If I haven't already drilled into everyone, all of viewers, about good field position for the Traverse City Wolves. Again, starting in great field position.
Yeah, they're averaging
a little
around
pressure
the
from the
38-yard
Stealth
line.
here. There's flags everywhere.
Yeah, that should be a hold on Traverse City. Saw a couple holds, actually.
Aaron
Looks
James
like
brought down at the 44. And that is a holding penalty on the Wolves.
looked like Corey Hill was the guilty party. You know, they said number 79, which is no longer, which is not existent on the Wolves roster. So. I believe they're not giving us numbers at this. Andre Bolden.
Andre Bolden. Well, that's going to drop the Traverse City Wolves back to the 31-yard line. First.
So going the wrong way, Lawton.
Yes, 1st and 20 for the Wolves, but I'm sure the Stealth are very happy about them going the other way. Good pressure last time. You know, that was one of the first times we've seen the Stealth really get inside and make Aaron James work. He's had a pretty easy day so far.
Trip formation to the right here, Lawton. It's going to be a problem for the Capital City defense.
Aaron James rifles one inside. And a fumble toward the end of the play.
They're going to say it was blown dead, Lawton. That was pretty close.
Nolan Reamer with the grab. That's going to be about a 10-yard catch, and
that was very, very close
to being a fumble. Actually, with the spot, that's going to be an 11-yard catch for Aaron Reamer. 2nd down, and here we see the hurry up again, Danny.
Yep, wasting no time. Aaron James and the Wolves offense.
Keeping the Stealth defense off balance. Another quick pass, and great defense. Number 33 for the Stealth in on the play. Eric Stevens.
Eric Stevens with a great hit there as you know, the coverage was bunched up. And that's more what you want to see if you're a Stealth fan defensively. You know, Traverse City's been able to kind of run the ball down the middle. They've been able to pass the seams and the lanes on the outside. If you're Capital City, you've got to start bunching up this coverage and really starting to try to cause some turnovers.
3rd down and 9, a great opportunity for the Stealth defense to make a stop here. Get the ball back. Again, the give is to B.J. Chandler, and he is dropped.
Great gang tackle there by Andre Bolden. The big man on campus made it felt on that play, and that is a very, very big play defensively for Capital City. Causes the 4th down. You know, just coming up to the halfway point of this 2nd quarter, Lawton, and Capital City going to try to look for points as they're going to get the ball back.
And with just under 6.5 minutes to play in the first half, Capital City Stealth down 20-3. They're going to have to make something big happen on this play.
They are, and you look for maybe a good run back here. Sam Grantham back, ready to get this punt.
And if not on this play, definitely this drive. They've got to make something happen offensively for sure. Sam Grantham, the lone receiving. And
the short kick.
Quick short kick, almost a pooch kick. Sam Grantham with the catch and the return.
He's got some space, Lawton.
Yep. And he will be with forward progress down right about the 41-yard line.
Yep, looks like the official standing right there, and this is the best starting field position all day for Capital City.
Maybe the tide is turning, Dan.
What are you, Roger Waters?
Maybe.
Great song of his.
Yes.
Hey, he's coming to the local Metro Detroit area if people are watching in the local area in October. Great show. Doing the wall live one.
That is good.
Right now, the Traverse City defense has been similar to a wall, as the Stealth have really not been able to do much against him. And I look for the Stealth and Dresselhaus to really open it up on this drive. Maybe go up top. They're going to try to maybe spread the field as they got 2 setbacks and the receivers lot on the left and right wing.
And now we're seeing play action to Brandon Dunn. Good out to the punter / wide receiver Seth McCumbee. Good catch for him.
Yeah, you don't hear that often. You don't hear punter / wide receiver, but as we mentioned, a lot of these guys, especially with the injuries on the Capital City side, are going to be playing a lot of different positions. And McCumbie's actually got a good frame. You know, Seth McCumbee, not a short, really short guy, but he's a guy that actually obviously has the agility and the ability to play receiver as well as punter.
And a 1st down for the Capital City Stealth. And like I said, they have to make something happen on this drive. Have to put some more points on the board going into halftime. Being down 23 is going to be very tough to come out in the second half and really overcome that. Quick out.
I think it looked
The
for
ball
a
is
sec.
caught. Nice catch and a big tackle by
Look,
number 19, Matt Ohlert.
sorry about that. Look for a second there. The Wesley Thomas was going to throw that ball, and then the gap closed up pretty quickly there. I think the Capital City might be resigned to trying some trickery here.
And Wesley Thomas seems to be a little more comfortable, starting to catch the ball now, at least.
Hey, he is one of the offensive leaders. You know, unfortunately, there are some early dropsies. That's going to happen. A little nerves. It's the first home game. Good crowd out here. So, you know, this is a team that really feels the pride in playing well for this home crowd in their first and ever inaugural home game.
2nd and 11 for Dresselhaus and the Stealth. Dresselhaus in the shotgun, quick pass over and a huge hit, and he gets right back up.
Gets right back up. Jonathan Hart there, Lon. What a great catch. Even though Shane Pennington just nailed him from his DB position. Pennington, this 5'10" out of Muskegon Heights High School. That was a monster hit. Looks like we got a timeout here, Lon, from the Stealth. That was the hit of the game, maybe one of the biggest catches of the game.
Hey, Jonathan Hart, a great catch, got absolutely drilled, and got right back up.
Right back. And see, that's what you got to do. If you're Capital City right now, you're down 17, you're inching towards halftime. You want to get something positive going into the break line, but I'll tell you this right now. On a play like that can ignite an entire offense. Being around football for a long time, it's the plays like that, it's the fumbles that, you know, can turn a game, it's the big catches that electrify the fans. This Stealth team has got talent. The unfortunate part is they've got a ton of injuries right now. They've got a team that they're playing in Traverse City that won their division, the Super Central last year, in their first year, have been together, most of these guys on the team for 2 seasons. There is a lot that Traverse City has to offer in far of organization and confidence, and that's what Capital City is working towards. And I'll tell you this right now, this Capital City Stealth team, great fan support, great ownership, great leadership on the coaching staff. And, you know, no matter what happens today scoreboard-wise, it's great to see another team in this area.
Absolutely.
That's an excellent thing to have, and that's why we're excited to be involved with this.
3rd down and 5 for the Stealth. Big play here. 4:15 to play. And a great throw into coverage by Danny Dresselhaus.
Wesley Thomas, as we just talked about, starting to feel the momentum. The meter is on Lon at Dresselhaus, really pinpointing his passes in there. Got to tell you, the Dresselhaus is the leader of this team and really needs to continue to make sure that this team believes in it. They can move the ball on. They can definitely move the ball on the field. And Traverse City's defense may be bending a little bit right now.
Hey, they've been more successful through the air today than on the ground, and they're sticking with what's working right now. 1st and 10. Dresselhaus drops back. He's got some pressure. He flushes out of the pocket. And a good move. And he will be brought down around the 30-yard line.
Great escapability there, Lawton. Just couldn't find the seam there. Kerry Morrow came in from his linebacker position, made the tackle. You know, Traverse City, until that play for the last 3 or 4 plays, really kind of scratching their heads. The first real advantage to the Capital City Stealth offense so far in this game. And Dresselhaus he's got to keep it going.
Good coverage downfield for the Traverse City Wolves. 2nd down and 8.
Bunched up to the right here, Lawton. 2 receivers on the right side.
Play action. Quick throw to the outside, and the throw was short. Dresselhaus just couldn't get it there.
Loves that jump Tebow type pass.
Yes.
Always falling to his legs as he's passing it to his right. And, you know, Dresselhaus, not the biggest of guys. He's 6'1", 180. He's not small by any imagination, but out there, you know, it looks a little smaller from this level.
Stephen Bell was open. He just threw it short. But he was definitely pressured. Like we said before, this defensive front for Traverse City is really making their way inside and getting through that offensive line of the Capital City Stealth.
Another big 3rd down, 3rd and 8, Lawton. You know, 2:51 remaining in this 2nd quarter. And, you know, you got to put points on the board. You don't want to put it up to another long field goal to get 6.
Another long field goal, another 45-yard field goal from where they're sitting right now. Dresselhaus in the shotgun. Quick give. And number 25, Vance Johnson, will get nothing on that play. And it will be 4th and about 8.
Alpers and number 51, Kyle Sullivan, on the tackles there for Traverse City Lawton. And that's more what we saw at the beginning of the game. A lot of problems with movement. The Capital City Stealth offense moving the ball against this T-Wolves defense. You know, you got a lot of talent on the defense, a lot of speed on Traverse City, a lot of athleticism. and a lot of confidence. So it's going to bring up a 4th down Lon. I'm going to guess they're going to go for it here.
I would guess. You know, and to be honest, it's 4th and 8. You're down 20-3. You got 2.5 minutes to play. You got to make something happen. You know, there's a possibility of a missed field goal. Now you're giving, you know, the Wolves good field position, which they've had all day long. What are the chances we see a throw downfield here?
Well, I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 47-yard field goal by Jeff Drake, who's got the leg. Already made one. Already made about a 45-yarder earlier in the first quarter. I think that they're going to put this ball up top. Maybe they're not going to, you know, could be a play action pass to try to like loosen up the defense a little bit. But I believe they're going to try to go up top, get the first down, and continue to move forward.
Wesley Thomas has
He's the
been
key
a favorite
guy,
receiver today.
He's the key.
They've got to get to about the 20-yard line. Dresselhaus has got time. He throws it up. It's going in the end zone. And the ball is knocked down, incomplete, intended for number 82, David Cullum.
David Cullum really fought hard for that ball. We got a little pushing and shoving down in the end zone.
Well, there is a flag down on the field.
This could be. It is. It's a personal foul.
And that is just an absolutely huge break for
That's
the Capital
a huge
City
break.
Stealth.
Automatic first down. You got 2:29, plenty of time. They can use the running offense here with Brandon Dunn. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered. You get a fever, more cowbell. Only prescription is more cowbell.
Well, that play could have really casted doubt on the second half for the Capital City Stealth, but they are still breathing. They are actually at the 16-yard line.
Well, on the Traverse City defense, opening up a little bit here. It looks like Capital City's really going to try to exploit that outside. They're really bunching up the middle.
And Brandon Dunn with the give, and he goes nowhere, stuffed back around the 20-yard line.
Evis Briggs in on that play for Traverse City, among others. That running game down the middle not really working so far. Brandon Dunn's had, I believe, 3 carries now, averaging about 0.5 yards.
Absolutely.
Not what Capital City wants.
He might not even be averaging 1 yard a carry. And another timeout taken.
You know, you look at the sideline now, we're on the Capital City down by 17 with under 2 minutes to go. It's a 2-minute warning until we get to halftime here. And you look at the sideline, the players aren't hanging their heads. You know, this is obviously tough to see in your first inaugural home game. But, you know, they know that they've worked hard for this. They know what it's going to take to come back in this game. And I believe, you know, there's so much obviously put on wins and losses today. At this level, you go out there and you fight hard. You find out what you need to do better. If you lose this game, you look forward to the next week. Obviously, you don't want to lose your inaugural home opener, but you look at this Capital City team, they're going to fight out there. They've got players that really care about this team, about this game, and that's why I'm looking forward to seeing a second half, hopefully, if Capital City puts on some points here, try to find a way to get through this.
Coach Tony Barrow said before, you know, the wins and losses are, of course, a big deal, but at the same time, if he knows at the end of the game that his team gave 110%, he's a happy man. He's a lot happier if he gets a win, but
it can't all be about that, especially
right.
You're going to have some hiccups. You're going to have some bumps and bruises. Obviously, you saw a team in Traverse City, 1-8, lost 4, won their division, so they lost 4 games. You know, it doesn't matter when you lose them, and it's better to lose them earlier than late. That's what we talked to the team after they had won their first 2 preseason games and then lost their last to Southern Michigan, actually in bad fashion, 31-7.
Coach Tony Tabarro giving his team some direction here.
As Werewolf of London, Kid Rock's version, blares over the loudspeakers. Well, this is a big drive. Very, very emotional drive for Capital City. They got to put some points on the board. Hopefully 6.
Danny Dresselhaus in the shotgun. 2nd down and 13. He's going up top. It is a touchdown. Jonathan Hart with a big catch from Danny Dresselhaus.
And Lon, the inaugural home touchdown.
After a big defensive break. A big, I should say, offensive break for the Stealth, but a defensive penalty, which allowed the drive to continue. A touchdown pass to Jonathan Hart. Huge, huge catch. And the first regular season touchdown, Dresselhaus to Jonathan Hart.
That'll go down in the record books. Big touchdown, and that cuts it on to a 2-score game.
And Jeff Drake will be in to attempt the extra point. Could shed the Traverse City Wolves lead to 10 with under 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Number 4, Jeff Drake in for the field goal attempt.
The kick is up, it's low, but it's through the uprights, and it's good.
And Lon, That is a huge, huge result of a great break for Capital City as they get the touchdown. A beautiful pass by Jonathan Hart from Dresselhaus. We're going to take a look exactly what happened here. And Dresselhaus, as we mentioned, this guy can put the ball in there. He pumped it into the corner, found a way to read that seam on the right. Got great protection by his offensive line.
Has a great quick release. Look at that. He
You
basically
see
just
great,
tossed it up.
Great loft on his ball. And Jonathan Hart fought for this. He jumped way, way, way above number 9 for Traverse City, Tim Ohlert, who's been on a lot of defensive plays. And that's just what the doctor ordered. Under 2 minutes left first half. Got to love it if you're a Capital City Stealth fan. Being down by 17, you're now down by 10. Get a good defensive stop here. You only got no timeouts left. Anything can happen.
Credit to Jonathan Hart for making a good catch. Credit to Danny Dresselhaus for putting it in the right spot. And, hey, you can even give credit to Tim Ohlert. The defense was there. The catch was still made.
Tim Ohlert
Yeah.
hanging out there and just, listen, Jonathan Hart, he had the heart. He wanted it more.
And he got it.
He did get it. Now, you cannot give up too many return yards on this ensuing kickoff law. That's the last thing the Capital City wants to do. After getting their momentum, this team all up now. They're fired up on the sidelines. Traverse City may be licking their wounds a little bit. They are Wolves.
That's true. This is true. Well, with under 2 minutes to play in the first half, the Wolves will get the ball back. And we saw early on the first drive, they can strike fast.
They
can score.
With a quarterback like Aaron James and some of the great position players this Traverse City team has, including Michael Stagg, who's got his entire row of cheering section down there in the stands. Anything can happen. You got to get a good coverage on this return, Lawton. You don't want to give Traverse City anything past the 20, 25-yard line.
Jeff Drake readies for the kickoff. You got to make sure that the special teams makes a good play for the Stealth if they want to keep the Wolves from, again, having great field position. Catch made. Justin Gordon running around. And he will be stopped, and a huge tackle. Huge. By number 97, Walter Allen.
Great tackle by Walter Allen. He's in the program as a helmet, but that guy has got a lot of heart and soul.
Absolutely. That was a great special teams play. And just like I said, even though the field position's at the 34-yard line, it's still decent.
Well, and I'd look for Coach Brad Haney in Traverse City right now to play this a little vanilla. They're up by 10. They don't want to turn the ball over again. I can tell you that right now. There's a minute 48 left in the first half. And Traverse City is going to probably play this conservative, but you never know. You just never know.
Aaron James under center. First down, Traverse City. The give is to BJ. And he is absolutely dropped in the backfield. And you know what?
And
the ball was on the ground.
Are they going to call that a fumble? He's saying the ball on the ground caused it there, Lawton. The referee pointing to the ground.
BJ Chandler.
I didn't hear a whistle. I didn't hear a whistle until way after
either.
there.
Number 22 was a run, stop made in the backfield by number 33, Eric Stevens.
That was a great stop by Stevens. And Chandler on the carry for Traverse City, Lawton. And I thought that ball, let's take a look at what happened here. I thought that ball was out, and I did not hear a whistle. Let's see exactly what happened.
Well, BJ Chandler has been getting easy runs all day, and I'm not quite
and
so
that
sure
ball was absolutely out, Lawton. As you saw,
definitely a fumble.
You saw Chandler drop it, and Capital City covered it. Too bad that there is no replay system for the NAFL, or else that would be stealth ball.
And Aaron James under some pressure,
He's
and
down.
he is sacked.
Number 10, back in the backfield by number 53,
Eric Hadley in on the stop. And Lawton, there's only 48.5 seconds left, and I believe the Stealth have one timeout remaining. They could get the ball back. You just never know what they can do with under a minute to play.
The Stealth are actually showing some life here going into halftime.
Absolute momentum change. They were dejected. They're down 17. About 7 minutes left in the second quarter. You get a couple breaks. You get that great catch by Jonathan Hart to score the touchdown. And this Stealth team, the momentum is clearly shifted, Lawton. And, you look with 48.5 left. It's the final timeout for Capital City. You get a stop here. You're not going to have much time, but they'll have a chance to at least block a punt. Maybe get a Hail Mary at the end of the half. But the bottom line is, if you're a Stealth fan or player right now, you've turned it around. You're down by 10, 2 scores, after really looking overmatched throughout most of this first half. And this is the key right now where, this Stealth team has got to find ways to get points on the board and prevent Traverse City from getting them.
They have made the necessary adjustments defensively in the second quarter to completely erase what we saw in the first quarter. I mean, this looks like a completely different Stealth defense. Third down, 18 to go. Aaron James in the shotgun for Traverse City.
And they're going to pass it, Lon.
And Aaron James flushing out of the pocket. He's got some room to run. He makes a good move, and he is to midfield, out of bounds, and that's going to be a Traverse City first down, Dan.
That changes the dynamic. That's about almost a 32-yard run to right at literally midfield for Aaron James. The escapability and the athleticism of Aaron James is quite impressive so far in this first half. It's accounted for a lot of the Traverse City Wolves offense. And I'll tell you right now, this is going to change the dynamic with 38 seconds left. Now Traverse City's got a chance to go put some points up, but it looked like Capital City might get the ball back.
Again, 5 wide, you spread the offense once you get past that initial wall of that defense. And there's a flag down on the field, completion to Jamarcus Martin.
That might be a hold, Lawton. I saw a hold in the middle of the line there. So we wait for the officials to make the call. That could be coming back. It's about 30 seconds left in the first half, Lawton. This is not a lot of time for either team.
And a pass interference call on the Stealth defense.
Didn't see where that was, Lon, at all.
That is absolutely backbreaking at this point.
And that's going to give the Wolves with a much shorter field to work with very limited time left till halftime.
You're looking at almost a 45-yard change in field position within the last 2 plays based on a penalty and a huge run by quarterback Aaron James for Traverse City. First and 10, 5 wide. James takes the snap. He's got a man, and the ball is caught.
Just a perfect pass, Lawton.
Perfect pass, great catch by Nolan Reamer, who has, like we said before, the Wolves are deep at running back and they're deep at receiver as well.
As the Wolves call a timeout there, and I got to tell you, what zip on the ball. Aaron James has had some amazing throws in the first half of this football game, and that is exactly the opposite of what Capital City was feeling about 35 seconds ago as they had Traverse City backed up for a 3rd and long, and now it looks like Traverse City's going to have a chance to score before the half is over. This is, this is football. This is what it is, and you got to find ways to fight through this. But if Capital City, the Stealth, could at least hold Traverse City to a field goal attempt, that would be a win at this point, being on the 10-yard line. 22.5 seconds left. Capital City, really on their heels right now, Lon.
Hey, a field goal would still keep it within 2 scores.
Absolutely.
It'd still be a 2-score ball game, but giving up a touchdown this late in the half after you played so
it's
well.
Just so the momentum was completely switched. Capital City down 17. They find a way to get back into it. The great touchdown pass to Jonathan Hart. Dresselhaus looking better. And then some penalties happen. All of a sudden, you see Traverse City on their own 10. Things can change mighty fast in the game of football.
All right, 22 seconds to play. 1st and 10 for Traverse City. They're in the red zone. And again, the offense is spread 5 wide. James drops back. Minimal pressure. And that is an interception by Sawyer Paul Baird for the Capital City Stealth. He fumbles it out of bounds, and the defense comes to life.
Sawyer Paul Baird, one of the great names in football, and he looked all of it right there. Lon, as we just told you, it could change on a dime. I believe that the Stealth are going to need this ball and go into halftime down 20-10. And that was a huge play after the momentum changing on both ways. Let's take a look at what happened as Sawyer Paul Baird just grabbed that ball out of the air with his big paws and changed the momentum once again.
You see James rolling out. And
Paul Baird just jumps right in front of the 10 receiver there, Jamarcus Martin, Lon.
Caught. Wow.
And I'm almost
great play by Sawyer Paul Baird. That's all I can say. I mean, that answered the call.
Almost positive that the Stealth are going to just let this go into halftime. Might run one play here. Why not? Don't want to fumble the ball and give them another shot at it.
Hopefully a safe play. As Jabril Goins gets to the outside. Timeout called.
And they're going to call it. Stealth are going to call a timeout. This is a very interesting set of circumstances as there's only 6.9 seconds left in the half. They're on their own 13-yard line. Actually, excuse me, 10-yard line.
Maybe something out of the bag of tricks of Coach Tony Tabarro.
Could this be the triple Lindy?
Could be.
You never know.
Could be a nice hook and ladder play. We'll see.
We got a coach over here saying that it's not going to be the triple Lindy.
Inside info.
We've got the inside info. But this is a great development if you're a Stealth fan, as it looked like they were going to stop Traverse City, get the ball back, and then it goes the other way, and they stopped Traverse City as they were about to go in and score. So probably a smart play here.
Bleachers starting to fill in a little bit here on the home side. Good turnout.
Great
today
turnout,
for the first game.
Some beautiful people out there.
Dresselhouse drops back. And the throw. Oh, and we may see a lateral. Oh, no.
And
That
as I
could've been
said,
really
Lon,
bad.
it might not have been the triple Indy, but it was close to something that you did not want to see as the half comes to a
Jonathan
close.
Hart almost gave Stealth fans a mild heart attack at the end of the first half. But nevertheless, the Capital City Stealth in their first half, first season, down 20-10. And not too bad. They have responded. We talked about it's not how they start, it's how they respond, and they have. They've done well. If they would have matched the first quarter with the same play in the second quarter, it would have been all bad.
And Lon, as we get ready to show you the sights and sounds of Chippewa Field during the halftime show, this is a good way to end the half for Capital City. You know, you look at Traverse City dominating this game for most of the first two quarters, and Capital City started to chip away at what was happening as far as the domination on both offense and defense for Traverse City. The great touchdown catch by Jonathan Hart from Danny Dresselhouse. And going into halftime, you know that Tony Tabarro is going to be telling this team they have got to get out there and play smarter football in the second half, really establish the run, continue to protect Danny Dresselhouse. It hasn't been bad protection. And you look at Traverse City, you look at Brad Haney, what he's going to tell his team. You guys had this game in your pocket. You had dominating factors going on. And I will tell you this, this is going to be a different second half, I believe. We could see a exciting finish in the first game here at Chippewa Middle School.
Well, you've seen the Capital City Stealth. They've definitely been really, really focused on putting the ball in the air. And down on the sideline right now is our own Jordan with, it looks like,
Jazzmania.
Yes, Jazzmania with Jonathan Hart. We'll send it down to the field. Jasmine Bailey.
Jasmine Bailey standing here with Jonathan Hart, number 11 for the Capital City Stealth. Now, congratulations. That was the first official touchdown for the team. How's it feel?
It feels really good, even though my chin's a little busted up.
They busted up your chin?
Yeah, they hit me pretty hard on a slash route, and I think the inside of my lip got busted too, but I should be all right.
Okay. Well, hopefully you'll be okay. Now, you guys are going in for halftime. When you come back out for the next two quarters, what's going on in your head? What are you going to do?
Oh, I got at least 3 more touchdowns in me, so that's all that's on my mind right now. Their DBs can't hold me, so I'm going to go out and score at least 3 more.
The rest of the team?
I can't speak for them, but I know I got 3 more in me, so.
Okay, well, Hart's got 3 more, so we'll see if it happens. Back to you, Lawton.
Thanks a lot, Jasmine. Wow, Jonathan Hart saying I got 3 more touchdowns in me. That's a bold prediction, but said he busted up his chin a little bit. I'm pretty sure that was that grab at midfield where he got absolutely drilled. But he says 3 more touchdowns.
Hey,
we got big predictions
why not
out here
5?
today.
Hey, we got 60-0. We got
Yeah.
3 more touchdowns. Hey, listen, Lawton, this Capital City team believes in themselves. There's gonna be some tough sledding. Imagine when you were on your first Little League team or your first Pop Warner team. You never played before. You never knew the guys you were playing with. A lot of these guys have obviously played football, of course, at high levels, but they have never been a part of this inaugural franchise. There's going to be some bumps on the road, but not in all a bad half. You're down by 10 points as you look forward to a second half where you've got to establish that offense better, Lawton. You've got to find a way to fight through some of this Traverse City defensive domination. But I'm impressed with what I'm seeing on both sides. Both sides have had their moments to shine. I'm very impressed with Aaron James. Great half. We'll get the stats for you as we get ready for the second half on what Aaron James and Danny Dresselhouse has done. But the Stealth defense really fought hard at the end of that second half, found a way
to limit the penalties.
Not only limit the penalties, but to really stop the Traverse City machine. Traverse City was doing whatever they wanted to. They were running the ball down the middle. They were throwing the ball into the flats. And I liked what I saw at the end of the half from the Capital City Stealth defense. And I liked what I saw at the beginning of the game from the Traverse City offense and defense. This is a team that's very organized. A lot of athleticism, a lot of talent. It's going to be an exciting second half, Lon.
and credit to Coach Brad Cheney on the Traverse City side, keeping the defense guessing. I mean, we saw the spread offense, we saw the I formation, we saw the option. I mean, we saw just about everything out of his bag of tricks offensively.
We sure did, and I really am excited to be a part of this. And obviously, as you mentioned, we're going to be on Cam TV calling these games for an exciting league. And it's great to see all the fans out here on a beautiful day. We're going to leave you in a second with the sounds of the sights and sounds of halftime. Before we go, though, and we get ready for the second half, and I will tell you this right now. It's great to see football being played for the love of football. You can just feel it out there. I mean, yes, they might not be some of the best players in the world. These are guys that are fighting hard, and that is a special thing to be a part of. It really is.
An exciting second half to come up. Stay with us as Cam TV's production of the Capital City Stealth will continue. Once again, halftime, the Traverse City Wolves up 20-10 over the Capital City Stealth. Stay with us.
Leave you some sights and sounds of the halftime festivities. Welcome back to Chippewa Field as the Capital City Stealth down 20-10 to the Traverse City Wolves at the half. We get ready for the second half. Lawton, Dan Leach here with Lawton Luntz. And, we saw some great things for both teams in the first half and looking for an exciting second half in this game. What is it going to take for Capital City to get back in this one?
Well, first and foremost, they have to really limit the penalties. We talked about this before. There were several opportunities that the Traverse City Wolves jumped on based on Capital City Stealth defensive penalties. So if they can limit those, I think the Capital City Stealth will definitely remain in the game. And as for the Traverse City Wolves, offensively, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they're absolutely electrifying offensively. And their defense as well started slacking a little bit there, Danny, in the first half towards the end. It looked really good to start off. They're going to have to remain focused in the second half and make sure they play like they did to start the game.
Penalties can be a killer, but as we mentioned, this Traverse City team, very confident. Brad Haney, well-coached staff. You got to look for a big half out of QB Danny Dressloss if you're a Stealth fan. Jonathan Art predicted at the end of the half 3 more touchdowns. If he's right, this could be a victory for Capital City. But let's get back to the field as the second half is about to begin, and we will enjoy it here on Cam TV.
We've had some big, bold predictions, that's for sure. Here in the first half, Jonathan Hart saying, hey, I'm going to score 3 more touchdowns. Originally, we had the big man, Darnell Wilson, defensive linebacker for the Traverse City Wolves, say, we're trying to win 60-0. I mean, these are bold predictions, and I'm sure these guys are having some fun.
No, they're not only are they having some fun, but obviously we are too, and it's great to be here with you, Lawton, on Cam TV, the inaugural home opener for the Capital City Stealth. We already have a flag on the field before the play even starts. Declined. Traverse City will kick off, number 42, Pablo Bacardo Jr. for the T-Wolves. And back for the Stealth, Sam Grantham. And I believe that Wesley Thomas back there, too. You got Wesley Thomas and Sam Grantham, the speed of this team, Lawton. Big first drive for the Stealth as we start the third quarter, down 20-10, our Capital City.
And the Capital City Stealth offensively will have to come out and really set the tone, not only for the second half, but really they're going to see this Traverse City Wolves team at the end of the season as well. This is basically
it's the home and home, but it's the beginning and the end, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, and it really, this division could come down to these 2 teams at the very end.
Off camera, Bacardo Jr. actually threw a ball to the sideline. The guy could play quarterback too, I guess. Here's the kickoff. Bacardo Jr., a little short kick, about 40 yards down the field. Grantham's going to field it at the 20-yard line. Looking to the right, up to the 25, cuts around to the 30. Has some room here. He might have some space to the 40, all the way to midfield. A great run back by Sam Grantham. And that's the best run back of the day for Capital City.
And all first half, you saw the Traverse City Wolves get excellent field position thanks to their special teams. And doing that on the other side of the ball now, the Capital City Stealth, they're going to start in Traverse City Wolves territory.
Hey, Lawton, this is what Traverse City did in the entire first half. Now let's see if Capital City can change the momentum as they did towards the end of the first half. You saw, obviously, Capital City thought they were going to get the ball back. A big third down play on defense for them. Instead, there's a penalty. Traverse City almost goes all the way down and scores, but a big interception at the end of the first half. Let's see if the momentum can switch once again as we start the second. Dressloff's under center from just past midfield, 2 in the backfield for Capital City. And he's going to hand it off. It's number 32, Brandon Dunn, his biggest run of the day. He's down to the 20, has some room, and he's going to be tackled around the 17-yard line of Traverse City. Lawton, he was bottled up in the first half, not on that play.
Hey, so much for that running game. A little slow in the first half, really starting off with a bang here in the second half. And they've been more successful through the air, but hey, maybe they made some adjustments at halftime. We'll see.
We talked to Brandon Dunn at a practice about a week ago. That guy is animated. He believes in this team. He's had some injury problems, but he is one of the great offensive players on this stealth team. And if it begins and ends with Danny Dresselhaus offensively, Brandon Dunn's in the middle.
Absolutely. Brandon Dunn had a great last game in the preseason where he was almost averaging 10 yards a carry. He's definitely explosive, that's for sure.
First half numbers on Danny Dresselhaus. He was 11 to 20 for 81 yards, and Jonathan Hart, with that great touchdown catch at the end of the first half. Towards it, 5 catches for 43 yards for the stealth. And we do have a timeout on the field here, as all the stealth players are in a huddle.
Well, there's
almost seems prayer-like to me.
Another injured Traverse City Wolf player right there on the 35-yard line.
And as we mentioned, when this happened in the first half, you hope everything's okay. As we mentioned, it's pretty hot, about 80 degrees at game time. I believe it was actually 85 was the official game time temperature at 6:25 p.m.
It's warm for football, Danny, that's for sure.
As I mentioned, Christmas in July, football in July. Quite the treat.
I'll take football anytime I can get it, I tell you what.
Well, that's the great thing about this game. I mean, we're guys that have been around different sports in our lives a lot, and that's why we're grateful to be covering this game and this entire home season on Cam TV. You know, this is a great game, and it's great to see this fan support. It's great to see an inaugural team with players that are doing it for the love of the game. It's so rare. You know, obviously in the world of sports right now, we see what LeBron James just went through. Actually, do you know who LeBron James is? You ever heard of him?
Yeah, did you know he went to Miami?
Really? I thought he went to the CBA. And, you know, you see all these multi-million-dollar contracts a lot, and you see players getting arrested. These guys are playing because they love football. And that is such a special thing, very rare, and why we're honored to be a part of this whole experience.
And on top of that, some of these guys are coming right from job number 1 and putting on the pads and hitting the field.
Well, the Capital City Stealth will have it 1st and 10 from around the 17-yard line of Traverse City, down 20-10 with 14:24 remaining in the third quarter.
Zach Beeler looks like he was the injured player for the Wolves. We'll have to check in on him.
And here's Dunn again, Lawton. Off the tackle, tumbling for a couple extra yards, and gang tackled around the 14, 13-yard line. It could be a Dunn. Dunn is really starting to run downfield, Lawton. That's what you wanted to see out of a player like Dunn, who's got that athletic ability. You know, he's got the speed, he's got the good, you know, all the tools that you want a running back to have. He's 6 feet tall, 215, out of Sexton High School. And if Brandon Dunn can get things going, this Capital City Stealth team could really, really get things moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like the Traverse City Wolves, the Stealth coaching staff must have found something on the defensive line, because Brandon Dunn is...
And there's Dunn again, rumbling his way down towards the 5. And he's bringing Traverse City Wolves on his back. It is the Dunn show so far at the beginning of the second half, Lawton.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said before, the coaching staff obviously has made some adjustments with the rushing game at halftime. It's incredible to see Brandon Dunn, virtually no rushing yards in the first half for the Stealth. And that's all they're doing is putting the ball on the ground in the second half.
3 carries in a row for about 17 yards. They're got a first down and goal from right around the 6-yard line, running that pro set offense, Tony Tabaro's Capital City Stealth. Traverse City Wolves on their defensive heels. Here comes Dresselhaus under center. 2 in the backfield, as it's been for most of the afternoon. And Dunn again, they're going to keep that medicine going. Dunn rumbles his way down to around the 5. Couldn't get much there as the tackle made by Tyler Alperslot. And the Traverse City Wolves defense has got to hope and pray now they can stop this machine that is Brandon Dunn.
Yeah, that's a different... you let the Capital City Stealth score here, score a touchdown. It is a different football game all of a sudden, a very competitive football game.
The great words of Garth and Wayne, game on, if that happens. Brings up a 2nd and 6. 2nd and goal from 6-yard line. Dresselhaus will continue to start from under center. I haven't seen him in the shotgun much today, Lawton. 2 receivers split to the right as well as Jonathan Hart. We got a flag on the play, should be an offsides. And the pass is good to number 40, and it's a touchdown for Stephen Bell. The bell has rung, and that should be offsides. Let's see what the flag is. I believe that's going to be on Traverse City. Still waiting for the referee's official call here. And that should bring the Capital City Stealth just a bit closer.
My guess, they would have blown the play dead if it was
That looked
procedure
offsides
call, but definitely
on the
looked like
left
it might
side
have
of
been
the line
offside.
for sure. Referees love to take their time with these big calls. And it is offsides. It's going to be a touchdown for the Stealth. And
now we have a football game.
We said it. Game on. Great poise in the pocket by Danny Dresselhaus, Lawton, and the great catch made by number 40.
We're going to take a look at the replay here. You see Dresselhaus getting outside, and it was just a well-run play. You know,
I thought he was going to do a little cartwheel there. He stopped it mid-cartwheel for him. Here's Jeff Drake on for the extra point.
Both touchdown passes today by Dresselhaus.
Snap down, kick up, and good. And we've got a 3-point game, Lawton. 3-point game after issues were presenting themselves in the first quarter and a half. If you're a Stealth fan, and you can hear, obviously, the home crowd right now, they're fired up. This Traverse City team division champs a year ago. I told you, Lawton, we might see some special things on both sides of the ball today.
Definitely a different swagger on the sideline now for the Capital City Stealth. I mean, they are starting to really gather some energy, starting to feel good about the things they're doing on the field, offensively and defensively. And they have that right. They should. They should feel good about this because now they're within striking distance, only down by 3, and a great way to start the second half.
If you're Coach Tony Tabarro for the Capital City Stealth or John Lloyd on defense, you know, what are you talking to your players about right now? This is a game that's turned around. The momentum's clearly on your side. It was at the end of the first half. And now you got a 3-point game. What are you telling your troops right now?
You're saying, listen, we've had 14 unanswered points, boys. We need to lock it down. We need to start playing the type of football we were playing early in the first quarter when we were marching down the field on this defense.
Hey, let's be honest. It was not looking good for Stealth fans at the beginning of this game as Traverse City looked like the much more confident and organized team. But things have changed as we get ready for Jeff Drake to kick off. Tim Ohlert, the all-everything man for Traverse City, back to receive it around his 10-yard line.
And this return could really set up the Traverse City Wolves. They, again, could start off with good field position. Aaron James, very comfortable quarterback, very poised. He has proven, at least in the first half, that he can march his team down the field. Whether it's in the option, whether it's in the spread offense, whether it's in a pro set.
Well, you really can't say enough about Aaron James, 5'11" QB out of South Dakota State. Gotta love representing the Badlands.
Absolutely.
And here comes Jeff Drake to kick off. High kick. It's going to be taken by the up man, number 26, Justin Gordon, who makes some nice nifty moves up to around the 50. He's going to be tackled around the 47 by number 94, Ray Spears. What a football name for him.
Hey, you know, and like I said, you know, if you're getting field position around midfield, I mean, you're always going to have a good start. You just have to make sure that the finish is good as well.
Well, let's see what Aaron James and the T-Wolves offense have to do as they start the second half. Right near midfield, right around the 47-yard line. And as we said in the first half, Lawton, James looks pretty solid. They like to run this spread attack. They got 3 wide. Here's the handoff.
B.J. Chandler's definitely gotten a lot of opportunities to run the football today. That one not so positive.
No, and Chandler, listen, Chandler's got that east-west ability. He's got that, you know, Barry Sanders-esque move. He's not saying by any stretch of the imagination he's Barry Sanders, but he's got that agility and the ability to really kind of make things happen. But since, you know, the middle of the second quarter, the Stealth defense has really been able to slow down the Chandler running game. 2-back set for the Traverse City Wolves. Aaron James going to go under center here. 2 wide receivers to the right. Handoff again, and it's going to be stopped short again as William Humphreys took the handoff that time. Actually, check that. No, that was Chandler again. B.J. Chandler up for a couple. It's going to bring up a big third down line. If they stop him on this play, the momentum clearly shifting.
I would expect to see a spread type of offensive set here. Definitely going to need to make this happen through the air. The Stealth front line has definitely gained some momentum and some confidence. They've been making stops. And the running game has shut down for the Wolves.
Big third down play. We're going to call it 3rd and 8. 10:46 remains. It's 2017.
And you're hearing it from this home crowd.
James is going to take it out of the shotgun. Single backfield. You got 4 receivers. Split 2 on the right, 2 on the left. James is going to roll out. He's going to try to get it himself. Thought he was going to maybe flip it. And I think he did. Nope, he still got the ball. And James is going to go out of bounds. Far side of the field just for a couple. That's going to bring up a 4th down one.
And
we got
late flag.
Late flag. Looks like that's going to be on Traverse City. Let's wait for the official to make the call. Officials handling their business today. We see some skirmishes on the field earlier.
Well, and they're definitely conferring, which is good.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Traverse City. I believe that's going to be declined to bring up 4th down.
Now, if I were Coach Brad Haney, I'd be absolutely livid because these are the types of things you don't want to do.
Well, Lawton, this Traverse City team is so organized at the beginning of this game, and things have just slowly unraveled, which unfortunately seems to happen often in sports. Teams can dominate, and things can completely change.
You have seen 2 completely different Traverse City Wolves teams, and you have seen 2 completely different Capital City Stealth teams in this game. It's been very interesting to watch.
Was a dead ball foul, so they're going to move the ball back. It's 4th and 23 from around the Traverse City 37 and on to punt. For Traverse City, I believe, is Ricardo Jr. again. He does it all for them. And a fair catch called by number 21, Sam Grantham. The Stealth will take over at the 30-yard line. And Lawton, the momentum, we got an injured player, it looks like, for Traverse City. Momentum clearly in Capital City's minds right now.
Absolutely. I mean, the entire game, I mean, this is the biggest drive of the game because if you can come down and either tie this game or take the lead, you're going to put yourself in really good position. I mean, they're already up 14 points unanswered. Traverse City is definitely stalled. They jumped out to a 23 lead early in this game and really have not been able to do anything offensively since then.
No, they haven't. And the Traverse City defense on their heels. It looks like Danny Dressel is getting much more comfortable when he's got guys like Jonathan Hart and Brandon Dunn, guys that can create the seams in the defense. You know, things can change in a hurry for Capital City as they're only down by 3 with 10-13 remaining third quarter. Dresselhaus is going to go from the shotgun. 2 split receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Stealth down by 3 with 10-13 remaining in the third. And Dresselhaus avoids 1 sack but can't avoid the other. And he goes down for the loss. In on that play, number 53 for Traverse City, Darnell Wilson, who I believe now has his 4th sack, going back to last year.
Wow.
On Danny Dresselhaus.
I'm really surprised to see the offense change a little bit. I thought maybe Coach DeBarro would maybe play it a little bit safer. You had some success with Brandon Dunn running down the field, and to start off in the shotgun, hey, I question the decision, but I'm not the head coach.
Well, they take something, I think they're trying to take some chances there. It's a loss of 8 on the play. They believe in Danny Dresselhaus' ability to get this ball to Jonathan Hart, to get it to, Wesley Thomas, to get it around the field here.
And an early timeout.
Yep, Coach Tubaro is going to call the timeout here with 9:50 remaining. And Lawton, when you look at what the Stealth have been able to do at the beginning of the second half, they were down by 17. As you mentioned, they scored 14 unanswered. Plenty of time remaining. They've got the confidence back. I believe they got the confidence back. What are they going to have to do to keep this going? And obviously mistakes are a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, perhaps this timeout is really just to settle them down because really not making mistakes is the biggest part of this. And like we said, we see him in the shotgun. It was kind of ironic because you saw Brandon Dunn really just run down the field that whole last drive. I'm thinking Coach DeBarro wants to just calm these guys down. It was a big sack, big defensive play. You do not want to at all give the Traverse City Wolves any momentum. And there you see the crowd. We've actually had a decent turnout.
It has, and look, we talked about, this NAFL and the commissioners here. Lots of excitement in this Capital City area, an area you know all too well, as we get ready for play to resume. Dresselhaus with 2 in the backfield. He's going to go from the shotgun. Receivers 2 split to the left, and number 11 is going to catch the ball. Jonathan Hart, again, he predicted before the end of the half, Lawton, that he's going to get 3 more touchdowns in him.
He's starting to catch some steam, too, because Wesley Thomas was a huge target in the first half, and now it looks like Dresselhaus is really starting to connect really well with Jonathan Hart.
That's going to be a pickup of 9. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 from the Stealth 31-yard line. Dresselhaus is going to stay in the shotgun, flanked by 2 running backs. We see number 82 on the far left, David Cullum for the Capital City Stealth. First time we've seen him in that position. Dresselhaus is going to drop back, throws the ball up, and it is caught by Jonathan Hart.
Boy, Jonathan Hart is really starting to gain some steam. That was a heck of a catch.
The whole team celebrates on the sideline. About a 35-yard gain all the way down to the Stealth 40. That's what you need momentum-wise if you're a stealth player, Lon.
And even though that was a great catch, the best part of that play was Jonathan Hart knew where he was on the football field, able to get 2 feet in bounds. That was probably the best part of that catch.
That was a great catch by Jonathan Hart. Had the first ever touchdown for the Stealth in their regular season history. He lines up to the far right. And number 81, Ryan Toronto to the far left. We got 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 in the backfield again. Dressloff's out of the shotgun, looking to the sideline.
And you're starting to see some jawing going on between Corey Edwards, who's guarding and trying to defend Jonathan.
And we had a handoff and a fumble. It looked like Jabril Goins had the ball, dropped it, got it back, so a little bit of fortuitous bounces there for Capital City as they're right around the 40 of Traverse City Lawn. Don't want to lose a fumble on a drive. This is promising.
Well, and then here comes Brandon Dunn. You saw him run right back onto that field after you saw that fumble.
Coach Tabarro, I can see him on the sideline calming his team down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Really just a nominal gain there.
Stop by 4, Morrow.
And the Stealth looking to continue this momentum as Goins comes out of the game after almost losing the ball.
They just have to play smart and not make mistakes.
Jonathan Hart, Wesley Thomas lined up right side. Dressloff's under center with 2 in the backfield. There's the handoff to Dunn. Dunn finds some space all the way up to the 24-yard line. That's going to make it an easy 3rd and short play.
And what do you know? Brandon Dunn gets a handoff and positive yardage.
As you like to say, is it a done deal?
Is it a done deal?
It was on that last drive, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, he was the setup man for that touchdown catch.
3rd and short.
Jay Hart comes out of the game. Back in Cullen Davis, and lining up to the right this time is going to be David Cullum. 2 in the backfield again. Dressloff's under center. It's about 3rd and a long yard. Big first down if the Stealth can pull this one off. Traverse City defense bunching up. There's the handoff, and it's stopped in the backfield. What a tackle by Traverse City's Mike Bowen in on that play, as well as Kyle Nash. And Lawton brings up a very big decision for Tony Tabarro and his staff. It's about 4th and 1.5 now. Probably with forward progress, running back about a half yard on that play. What are you doing?
Well, going back to that previous play, I think the Traverse City Wolves were ready for a run. I definitely believe that you do some sort of play-action play. I mean, if I were the coach, maybe something that will keep this defense off balance, because they're going to see Brandon Dunn in that backfield, and they're going to think he's getting the ball.
So you're not going to pull out the Boise State Statue of Liberty play on this play?
Not at all.
Not this time.
Not on 4th and 3.
2 in the backfield, split receivers left and right. Here's Dressloff in the shotgun. He's going to look to pass. Has a man if he's got a step on him. That could be picked or not. And it's almost pulled down by Jonathan Hart. Great coverage there by number 9, Tim Ohlert, who's everywhere again for Traverse City in the possession. Turned over on downs, Lawn. Promising drive ends with a turnover.
Well, Tony Tabarro really went for the jugular on that one, going up top to Jonathan Hart. Perhaps a punt could have been the best option there.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. You know, you may want to play field position. The Traverse City Wolves haven't played with bad field position today. So getting them pinned inside their own red zone might have been a good idea, but hey, you know.
Well, I'll tell you this. You don't want to kick a 53-yard field goal. That's not going to happen.
That's definitely a no-make.
Even as good as Jeff Drake is. So you had to go for it. I don't know if you want to punt there at your own, the 37. But let's see what the defense can do. The Capital City Stealth defense has been playing much better. And we got Aaron James in the shotgun, looking to pass. He's going to roll right. Stutter step, fouled by the defense. And it's complete to number 12, Lamarck McLaurin, who's going to run for a Traverse City first down all the way up to the Stealth 42-yard line, and that's a big play in a hurry.
Lamarck McLaurin, the toughest name on the entire roster to pronounce.
Sounds French to me.
A great catch there. He was wide open. A little bit of blown coverage there with the Stealth. And again, the Traverse City Wolves are in attack mode. They're inside Stealth territory, and we're going to have to see a Stealth defensive play, a stop here.
Trips right for Traverse City and Aaron James. Marco Stagg to the far left. He's going to roll out again as James running himself, and he's going to be out of bounds right around the 39 of Capital City. Minimal gain there, bring up 2nd down. We got 5:27 left, Lawton, in this 3rd quarter. And the Stealth lead by 3. Got an injured Stealth player. Aaron James, I'm impressed with this kid. This is a kid that really, you can tell from the get-go, has the confidence of this team, has a great delivery, can run the ball, almost in a Donovan McNabb mold. He can throw the ball down the field. He's got a strong arm. He can run the ball. He can scramble. If he needs to pitch it, he can do that as well. I've definitely seen the reason that Traverse City is so high on Aaron James.
And you see the heart and soul of the defense. Greg Sizemore down on the field there. This is not good news, and hopefully it's just a cramp situation. He definitely was rolling around and definitely in some pain down there.
Well, we mentioned in this weather, it's cooled off a bit. There's not really a lot of sunlight right now, but still a lot of humidity. Hydration can be a factor. You got to keep hydrated on the field. For all you kids watching these games right now, if you're playing in the summer, make sure you hydrate because you can get cramps and they can be a problem. But we've been pretty injury-free so far this game, and knock on wood, it stays that way.
Yeah, the injury bug has definitely hit the Capital City Stealth earlier this week. A lot of guys banged up on the sideline.
Well, we've talked about this auto front coverage before that the Capital City Stealth play a lot, and it's a unique defense. A lot of different colors, cover schemes, a lot of nickel. There's a lot of blitzing from these linebackers and the safeties, and the defense had some trouble in the beginning of the game. But I'll tell you this: since the start of the second half and towards the end of the second quarter, they've really looked a lot more confident in themselves. And we talked to the players in practice a couple weeks ago. One of the reasons that they feel so good about this defense is they trust each other. That's a key when defensive players can trust each other.
Absolutely. Like I said before, Sawyer Paul Barrett said there's not one guy on this defense he doesn't trust to make a big play when it counts.
And there's still training staff still working on Sizemore. Obviously hope that he is okay. He is, as we know, the heart and soul of this defense.
This is not a guy you want to lose. He's really trying to get up on his own power, and it looks like he may just do that.
Looks like he's going to be able to walk off himself, which is great news for Stealth fans.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely hope to get him back before this game is done.
Looks like he's favoring that right leg, and it's good to see him be able to. He's in obviously pain right now, Lon, as you look at him coming off the field, being led by number 74 and 76, Demetrius Goins, and Justin Marsh, tagged by his brethren on the line.
You don't have to be a genius to know those are some big boys. Right there.
Those guys like their pizza. All right, back to action as Aaron James and the Wolves have a 2nd and 8 from the Stealth 40. There's a handoff to number 34, Brandon Anderson. He'll rumble up for about 4. Bring up a 3rd and short, Lon.
A smart offensive play. You're taking it right up the gut, right at where Sizemore and his replacement is.
Brings up 3rd and short.
3rd and short for the Wolves. We're at the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Wolves up by 3.
52 Williams and 94.
They're going to split number 3, Michael Stagg, again to the left. And number 7, Josh Tomaszowski, inside. It's going to be a handoff. And up for a few yards. That might be enough. It is going to be enough, Lawton, for a first down. Was number 34, Brandon Anderson. Again, they go back to the bread and butter.
Gain of about 5. That's going to be good.
And there is a lot of extracurricular activity between these two teams, and you see it on just about every play.
You felt that, haven't you? I mean, as this game started, it was friendly, and then all of a sudden you started seeing a lot of extracurricular jawing and jabbering, as it can happen so often in football. 1st and 10 at the Capital City Stealth. We'll call it 26 and a half. 4 wide. You got 3 trips to the right, 1 to the left. It's Michael Stagg. James out of the shotgun. Back to pass. He's going to do a short little wizard to number 22, and a great hit. DJ Chandler caught the pass. But in on that play was number 33, Eric Stevens. And Lawton, that's what you want to see when you got an open pass in the flat.
Wow, that almost looked really bad. That the screenplay was set up perfectly. Aaron James waited just long enough, and great defensive play by the Capital City Stealth. Eric Stevens was right there.
Bring up a 2nd and 12 as a loss of 2 on that play.
Training staff still working there on Sizemore on the sideline. And they're really going to hope they get him back.
James will go under center, trips to the right again, Stagg to the back. The lone back is B.J. Chandler. James is going to pass it. He's got his man, and it's number 7, Josh Tomaszowski. He's going to go close for a first down. I think you might have enough, Lawton, about a yard extra. And they are going to move the chains, or are they?
Tomaszowski's been a huge target for James today. I mean, he's hit him a couple times, and he's, well, like we said before, one of these receivers on this Traverse City Wolves team that there's huge depth at receiver.
There's absolute depth, and it is going to bring up a 3rd and 2, Lawton, a little sightline problem there. Big 3rd and 2 for the Stealth defense, and obviously for the Wolves offense, as they are only up by 3 after having a 17-point lead earlier in the first half. Trips to the right again. You got James in the shotgun, flags on the field. Here comes the laundry.
That's normally a procedure call, too.
I believe this is going to push them back 5 yards, either a false start or a legal procedure. And they're already walking back a lot, and they've conceded it.
Well, now you just made your 3rd down and 2, a 3rd down and 7.
From the 3rd and 2 to the 3rd and 7, right around, it's going to be right around the 26-yard line of Capital City. Much tougher to get a 3rd and 7 converted than a 3rd and 2.
Absolutely.
Especially with a great running back like Traverse City has with Brandon Anderson and B.J. Chandler. Now you got to kind of open the playbook up and maybe try to do a play-action pass. Trips to the right for Aaron James and the Wolves. In the backfield, he's got 22, B.J. Chandler. James back to pass, looks for his man. He's got B.J. Chandler. Chandler scurries, almost trips down, continues to go, and he's going to have the first down and the touchdown. Touchdown, Traverse City, and breakdown of the defense. Bad tackling there, Lawton, but a great run by Chandler.
Absolutely, that was definitely a breakdown, and it's unfortunate because really they had B.J. Chandler ready to go. He came out of the backfield, he caught the pass, and made a couple of guys miss, and that credit to him.
Well, and you got to give credit to Aaron James, too. Stays confident in the pocket.
Yeah, he looks great. Look, great block by number 75 there. Chandler breaks off a tackle there, and he's home free. Touchdown, Wolves.
Too easy, and all the momentum was shifting towards the Capital City Stealth in their inaugural home game. And once, plays like that happen, Lawton, they can break your back. Pablo Picardo Jr. on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Stealth go back up by 10, 27-17, with 2:23 remaining in the 3rd.
Yep, 10 points down now for the Stealth. What do they have to do? They have to respond.
They've got to respond, and obviously Danny Dressloff and this Stealth offense have played much better in the second half, so they know they can move on this Traverse City Wolves defense. But until this point, they were having some issues. They were not finding ways to break open this Traverse City defense, Lawton.
Well, credit to the Traverse City Wolves for responding to the Stealths. They finally responded to their 14-point comeback. I mean, this game is obviously not over. I mean, we're still in the 3rd quarter. There's a couple minutes left, a lot of time to play. So the Stealth just have to kind of take it easy, not make mistakes, and just play their brand of football.
Oh, plenty of time left, Lawton. As you mentioned, 2:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Want to welcome everyone that's joining us here on Cam TV. Lawton Luntz and myself, Dan Leach, bringing you all the action from Chippewa Field. Beautiful field, by the way.
Absolutely.
Just outside of Lansing.
Here in Okemos, and a great football community here in Meridian Township. Very supportive of not only the high school teams, the semi-pro team here, or should I say, minor league.
Picardo Jr. to kick off. Grantham and Wesley Thomas back to receive. Here comes Grantham at around his 15 up to the 20. Makes one move, cuts to the left up to the 25-30, and he'll be brought down at the 37-yard line by number 30, Aaron Willing. First time we've called his name today from Lake Orion. Big drive, as you mentioned, Lon. Big drive for the Stealth.
Sam Grantham is so smooth, and when he returns the football, he doesn't look like he's running very fast. He slips by tacklers and gives the Stealth a great opportunity because now their field position, hey, when you start at 37, things can happen for you. We saw that early in the first half by the Traverse City Wolves. I mean, you saw that we can hammer it all day long, the field position they've had all day.
Hey, it's all about getting that momentum change. Football is a back-and-forth game. It can happen on both sides of the ball, and let's see what the Stealth have to offer this time. They're going to have Dresselhaus in the shotgun again, flanked by 2 running backs. Receivers split to the right, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and it's going to be a handoff to Brandon Dunn. He's got some moves up to the 40, and he's going to be spun down at the 43. Shane Pennington on the tackle there, Lawton. Dunn's had a much better second half.
My goodness, he looks great. They, like I said, the coaching staff must have figured out something about that defensive line because Brandon Dunn has really had his way so far in the second half.
Gain of 6 on the play will bring up a 2nd and 6 around the 43 of Capital City. Under 2 minutes now in the 3rd quarter. Capital City was down by 3, and now it's 27-17 after the top-notch touchdown by the Traverse City Wolves and B.J. Chandler. Dresselhaus out of the shotgun. He's going to look to pass this time. Has a man on the right side, and it's going to be caught by number 82, David Cullum. First time we've called his name in a while. Great pass by Dresslas. He does look really comfortable out there, Lawton.
Absolutely. And you know what? You want to go back to Brandon Dunn. He created that 2nd down and 4 play. It allows the Stealth to open up their playbook a little bit. Hey, now we can drop back on a pass. It's 2nd and 4. And you're able to convert a 1st down. And now you're at midfield. Things are looking good.
How can you not love the back and forth action of football? Number 82, David Cullum's going to line up on the left side this time. Jonathan Hart split to the right. Out of the shotgun again is Dresselhaus. 1st and 10. He's going to throw. He's got a man again. And it's going to be number 22, Wesley Thomas. First time we've called his name in a little while. Past midfield, we got another flag. Flags flying everywhere. I believe this could be a taunting penalty.
Yeah, late flag thrown by the side judge, and it's looking like it may be on one of the Stealth players on the sideline.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the players on the sideline. The referee was staring right at him. I'm not going to give his number right now because I don't want to embarrass him and his family. But it looks like there were some issues going on, and it is unsportsmanlike, and that is not what you want to do after the way this drive was looking. That'll push them back 15, make it a 1st and 25. Unless they're calling it a dead ball foul, it'll be a 1st and 10, but back 15 yards, Lawton. Or
Boy,
2nd down, excuse me.
Coach Tony Tabarro has got to be absolutely just upset.
Would livid be a good word?
Livid would be, but upset because you had a good thing going there, and again, you made a silly penalty. That is not what the Capital City Stealth needs. They need to be much more poised. They don't need to be John from the sideline.
Clock starting to run again. 2nd and 22, back from the Stealth 37. Dresslas obviously will be in the shotgun now. 20 seconds and counting down in the 3rd quarter. Stealth trail 27-17. Dresselhaus calling for the ball. Looks to pass out on the flat. It's going to be caught by number 25, Vance Johnson. Minimal gain. He'll be up to around the 40, and that'll be the last play in the 3rd quarter, Lawton. We're going to have a 4th quarter that could see lots of possibilities.
Absolutely.
Here at Chippewa Field and the Capital City Stealth's home game. You look at the sideline, the Stealth players holding up 4. Talking about that 4th quarter being a key for maybe their first ever win in franchise history.
Hey, they're going to need all the help they can get from their offense, and not to mention their defense has got to play big. They've got to make some stops. Traverse City Wolves seems to have found a little bit of their offense that we saw in the 1st quarter. They were able to march down the field last time. BJ Chandler with the touchdown. They're up by 10. They got now. That's a 2-score lead. That's a comfortable lead going into the 4th quarter. Nothing you want to, be completely relaxed about, but definitely the Stealth have a mountain to climb.
They do, and ain't no mountain high enough for the Stealth to climb. And I'll tell you this right now. The way this game has gone, I believe this could come down to the team last with the ball to win it. If the Stealth can score on this offensive series and find a way to cut this back to 3, turnovers can change a game. I have a feeling the way this game seems to be going to me, we might have a last possession type of situation here.
Great for the first game, great for the fans. And great for the announcers, by the way.
Great announcer, Lon Lawrence. You make me look good.
Hey, I try my best.
Great crew, by the way. Want to credit the crew here for doing an amazing job. We'll give their names later. And here's Dresselhaus. He's going to hand it off. Brandon Dunn's going to try to make some moves here, and he is going to be stopped short of the 1st down, maybe a pickup of a couple. And the tackle by number 9, Tim Ollard. I believe that's his 7th tackle today. 7th, either solo or assisted tackle. It'll bring up a 4th down, Lawton, and 15 to go, and I'm sure we're going to see a punter.
I kind of questioned that call a little bit only because you had a lot of yards to go. I'm surprised they gave the run such a shot on that play. But hey, Brandon Dunn has been explosive in the 2nd half. He's played very well. But in this type of situation, you really need to make a big play. Are we going to see the punting unit here, Dan?
We might see Seth McCombie. This could be a fake. In this day and age, you just never know.
Hey, Seth McCombie, he's gotten drilled twice today, maybe 3 times the charm.
And I saw him throw a ball to the sideline, so Seth McCombie could throw this ball as well, but I think this is going to be a safe punt as McCombie lets it off his foot. Back to receive it, number 21, Corey Edwards, and a great tackle there as Sam Grantham. This guy is everywhere, offense, defense, special teams. And Grantham levels him right around the 20-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, Corey Edwards almost dropped that football. That would have been a huge turnover. Huge opportunity for the Stealth, but Corey Edwards held on to that football. And you'll see it here on the replay. The catch, it was actually That could have been a clipping call. Ooh, that was close.
You can't. That's
Tim
textbook
Ohlert.
special teams, though. Textbook.
Tim Ohlert definitely pushed him in the back.
Well, let's see what Aaron James and the Traverse City Wolves have to offer here as they start around their 18-yard line. 13:55 remains, fourth quarter. Capital City trails these T-Wolves by 10 points.
First down for the Wolves at their 19.
Here comes Aaron James under center. 3 receivers to the left. He's going to throw. He is going to get sacked by number 90. Juan Rodriguez, the first time we've called his name today, and Aaron James couldn't escape him that time.
You know, this is getting really interesting because Aaron James has been able to escape out of the pocket, make just about any play he's wanted. Now this second half has been a lot different. I mean, the Stealth are really starting to get to him, and hey, more power to their defensive line.
Loss of 8 on the play. Juan Rodriguez with the great sack, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 18 right around the 11.5-yard line for the Traverse City Wolves. James will start out of the shotgun. They're running that spread offense. 3 receivers to the left, bunch left. And number 5, Jamarcus Martin, out to the right. Might have drawn him off sides there, Lawton, as James kind of went on the hard count. That could be an encroachment penalty. Let's see what the referee calls it. It is going to be offsides on Capital City. That's a free 5. They'll make it 2nd and 13 for Traverse City. And as we mentioned, Lawton, you don't want to give up these kind of penalties. You just don't want to do it.
Absolutely not. You much rather have a 2nd and 18, but 2nd and 13, not too shabby. I mean, you're still, but you never want to make a penalty, like you said.
You're not too shabby.
Hey, I appreciate that.
We are here at Chippewa Middle School, the Capital City Stealth's inaugural game, the first game of the regular season as well, as the Traverse City Wolves lead 27-17. And here comes Aaron James once again, trips to the left. Single running back with him to his right. He's going to pass, has a man, and it's caught up by the 30-yard line, almost a fumble there. And it was caught by Jamarcus Martin. Big gang tackle there, Lawton.
Yeah, and again, Aaron James right across the middle, just able to really find his receiver and put the ball right in there. His accuracy has been wonderful today.
That is going to move the chains. 1st and 10 for Aaron James and the Traverse City Wolves. Call it right at their 29-yard line, 29 3/4, if you will. We got trips to the right this time for James. And the handoff isn't going anywhere.
26 Gordon on the carry. Stopped by 52 Williams.
Justin Gordon, excuse me, on the carry.
Gain of maybe 1.
I don't think we did anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Well, it's just,
I'm out of the field.
And a timeout on the field now.
Timeout on the field, Lawton. We've got 11:54 remaining. Stealth down by 10, and really, if they want to have a chance to come back in this game, they're going to have to stop Traverse City on this drive. No more points can be allowed. Obviously, at worst, a field goal still keeps it a 2-score game. But with under 12 minutes left, Lawton, the way that this Traverse City team has played at times on offense, I don't think Capital City can give up a long drive, sustained drive, and give up any more points.
No, time is definitely not on the Capital City Stealth side right now. Absolutely not.
You, by the way, though, are on my side, which is very, very emotional.
I'm on your right-hand side.
Back to action here. We've got a 2nd down and 9 for Traverse City. As my father waves to me in the press box. It's always emotional when the dad's there.
That's great. Coming
And
all
the
way,
mother.
coming all the way from the Detroit area to see the
support.
Stealth. That is great support, absolutely.
Aaron James in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single backfield. James looking to throw, as he's been for most of the day. And it's almost picked off. Almost picked off. I believe that was number 53.
52, James
52,
Williams.
James Williams. He's been everywhere.
He has, and you know what? Had he gotten that interception, that would have been huge for that defense. But, hey, nonetheless, a great stop. You're looking at a 3rd and 9 situation if you're the Traverse City Wolves, and you're also looking at another passing situation.
Hey, what can you say about the Stealth defense? They have really ramped it up, going on basically from the last part of the second quarter all the way through this second half. And that's a very positive feeling for John Lloyd, the defensive coordinator for Capital City. And it looks like James is going to be maybe changing the play here as he talks to number 5, Jamarcus Martin, who split all the way to the right. You got trips to the left this time. And B.J. Chandler in the backfield. That's got to be off. That's got to be a false start.
Could be.
On Traverse City as Jamarcus Martin just sprinted from the right side.
And a procedure call, make that 3rd down and 14. So
that is definitely going to push him back. False start on Traverse City. 11:49 remains. Lawton 27-17 is the lead for Traverse City, but a big 3rd down play here.
And I see on that defensive line, Greg Sizemore back in the game. Huge for the Capital City Stealth. They can put some pressure on Aaron James here and get the ball back. They've got more than 10 minutes to work with. Put together a solid drive. They are right back in this game, Dan.
Let's see what Brad Haney, coach of the Traverse City Wolves, has dialed up for this play. James out of the shotgun again, as he's been for most of the day. Trips to the left, single to the right. It's Nolan Reamer on the far right. James looking to pass. Scrambles around, throws a ball long down the field, intended for Josh Tomaszowski. Can't get it to him. Great coverage by the Stealth there, including number 21, Sam Grantham.
Sam Grantham knew the ball was overthrown. They didn't try to jump. They didn't try to mess around and push Josh Tomaszewski. They let it go. They saw it, and they read the play perfectly. And guess what? Capital City Stealth are going to get the ball back.
Unfortunately, though, we got a roughing the passer penalty, if you're a Stealth fan, that is, on Capital City, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down, a killer. Lawton, we just talked about this. If you're a Stealth fan watching this game or sitting in the stands today, what a killer when you give these. That's the 3rd time today a penalty has resulted in a 1st down, and none more important than this one if you're a Traverse City Wolf.
Well, you just gave more life to the Traverse City Wolves. I mean, they didn't need anything else. And now Aaron James starts fresh, new set of downs, ready to go, and they're at the 41.
11:42 remains, 4th quarter, the inaugural home game for the Capital City Stealth. Great to have you here on Cam TV. Lawton Luntz with Dan Leach.
And don't forget about Jasmine Bailey.
Jasmine Bailey with us as well, of course. I miss Jasmine. Where's Jasmania been?
Jasmania's got to come back on. We'll get her back on.
She's done a great job interviewing the commissioner of the NAFL. Here's Aaron James to pass, looks for his man, has to scramble. Great pursuit by the Stealth defense. Has his man. It's number 18, Nolan Reamer. Brings it up to the 40, but great coverage by the Stealth defense.
And Nolan Reamer actually had to come back off of his route to get that ball and really help Aaron James out. Aaron James had great protection on that play, though. He did have to scramble a little bit, but really had enough time to make a good play.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down for the Traverse City Wolves. Call it 2nd and 10. They haven't changed the down marker yet. Yes, they have. Once again, an enormous series for the Stealth defense. They want to try to get back in this game. And James, for one of the few times today, is going to go under center. 2 in the backfield. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Let's see what they dial up on this play. There's the handoff. It's going to be B.J. Chandler, who's going to sprint free all the way into Stealth territory down to the 46-yard line. Run of 16. And in on the tackle there, Lawton, number 28 for Capital City. It was Andre Martin, but a little too late.
And another 1st down for the Traverse City Wolves. B.J. Chandler has been all game bailing out this offense with his amazing running game. I mean, he's been able to break away from so many tackles.
And what can you say about penalties that kill drives?
Oh.
I mean, the Stealth about to get the ball back, roughing the passer, all but done after that. B.J. Chandler, about a yard on that play, Lawton.
And like we said before, you know, the clock is not your friend if you're the Capital City Stealth right now. You've got just a few seconds over 10 minutes to play. You're down by 10. And the Wolves seem to smell blood. They really do.
Hey, if the Wolves find a way to get the ball in the end zone on this drive and go up by 17 or at least 16, Lawton, this could be lights out. But there's still a lot of football to be played. Here comes Aaron James into the game for Traverse City. Is Aaron Willing at running back? First time we've seen him in a few series. 2 in the backfield, and they're actually not going to run the big split this time. Just a regular, more pro set style offense here, more what Capital City runs, Lawton. And it is the handoff to the man who just came in the game, Aaron Wiling. And a great tackle by Capital City there as he's only up for maybe another half yard of a gain, Lawton.
Yep, giving B.J. Cummings a little bit of or Chandler rather, just a little bit of a break.
Pick up of a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Another key third down as the clock counts down to 9:28 remaining, fourth quarter. Aaron James undersettled the last 2 plays after being in the shotgun for most of the afternoon. I mean, he's been in the shotgun about 92% of the time. See what Coach Brad Haney has dialed up for the Traverse City Wolves on a key third down for both sides of the ball.
Well, and Aaron James really should be confident. I mean, a 3rd and 8, he's proven he can pass the ball. He's delivered on a lot of drives today.
We got Justin Gordon and Brandon Anderson, the fullback and the running back in the backfield. It's going to be play action. James is going to pass. Looks for a man. It's caught around the 30-yard line by number 6, Shane Pennington, I believe. Or excuse me, no, number 5, Jamarcus Martin.
Like I said before, confidence. Aaron James has delivered on so many different possessions today and done it successfully with the pass and the run.
James with a 56% completion percentage so far this afternoon, Lawton. And when you're throwing the ball most of the time, over 50% it's being caught, you are going to be making some way down the field. That looked like almost a offsides on the stealth, and a great tackle there by number 46. 49, excuse me, sorry, Paul Baird. And Lawton and the stealth really are just kind of hanging by a thread right now. They can't allow any more points. Aaron James very cool, calm, and collective as he gets ready with his team in the huddle, brings them up to the line, takes his time. This is a team and an offense that really feels confident in what they're doing right now.
And B.J. Chandler has just checked back into the game. And my guess is somebody in the backfield is getting the ball in this play.
They line Aaron Bennett far up to the right. He hasn't been in the game much for the Traverse City Wolves. Here's James again under center. 2nd down, he's got a man open. It's caught by number 5, Jamarcus Martin again. He's going to go all the way across the field, which is a football no-no, and he's going to get nailed by, among many others, number 53, Eric Hadley. You never want to go across the field the opposite way, Lon. My dad told me that when I was 7.
You know, that's too bad because really that was an amazing fingernail type of catch. And he just lost all the yardage. And you know what's too bad also is that could have been about 3rd and 7. Instead, 3rd and 15.
Yep, 3rd and 15 as we run to 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. A big defensive drive for the Stealth, and on the other side of the ball, very big offensive drive for the Traverse City Wolves, who could put this out of reach. 3rd and 15 as James breaks the huddle. He's going to roll with 2 receivers split right, 1 to the left, and 2 in the backfield, again with the fullback, number 34, Brandon Anderson, leading the way. James drops back, looks for his man, looks left, looks right. He's going to get it fired far down the field. It's going to be broken up in a great defensive play, Lawton, by number 28, Andre Martin. He's had some great breakups so far this afternoon.
That was huge right there, really, because that was a good throw. And Martin just right place, right time.
Now, if you're Traverse City here, obviously it's 4th and 15. You might attempt a field goal, but I would not think that Coach Brad Haney's going to go for it here, only up by 10 points. But what do you do? I mean, if you look at the field goal, it'd be about close to a 50-yarder.
Well, a first down here is almost a dagger. Almost, I say.
Absolutely.
A touchdown is the dagger. So I'm expecting a passing play.
Well, it looks like they are going to punt the ball, which is a smart move if you're a football conservist.
Yeah.
Pablo Picardo Jr. on to punt. Back deep is Sam Grantham, right around his 10-yard line. Try to pooch it in there, down right inside the 5. Almost blocked. High kick. Grantham fair catches it around the 15-yard line, and that's where the Stealth will take over with 6:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Lawton, obviously the Stealth have to find points on this drive as time is becoming an enemy.
And they're going to have to do it fast because they've got 85 yards to go for a touchdown. And they're going to have to make some things happen quick offensively. Good, safe play by the Traverse City Wolves by punting there. Up by 10, 6.5 minutes to play. You got to be happy if you're Coach Brad Haney.
And I've got to say that the way that Danny Dresselaus, the Stealth quarterback, has played as of late, you got to have confidence if you're a Stealth teammate right now that they can bring this ball down the field. You know, with the great play of Jonathan Hart and the way that Brandon Dunn's starting to run, you got a lot of options offensively. Here's Dresselaus under center. You got a receiver split right and left. Dunn in the backfield. And there is the handoff. Dunn is going to try to rumble for some extra yards, and he's up to the 21. So a gain of 6 there, Lawton. We'll call it 6 with about 6:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to start moving up to the huddle, maybe run a no huddle if possible. because time is a factor.
Well, Dresselhaus can throw the football. I mean, he's proven that he can air it out. He's got a quick release, and he's comfortable when he's back there in the pocket. The offensive line is critical here because you've got to give Dresselhaus time to throw.
Dresselhaus with 2 in the backfield, wide receiver split far right, and number 11, Jonathan Hart on the left. It's going to be another run. Interesting call. Brandon Dunn rumbles for about a yard. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Interesting play call, Lawton. 5:42 remains. You're down by 10, and you're playing ball control offense.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on, but hey, you know, I'm expecting something big here, and you have to because they've got to move down the field. They've got to hurry up. There's only 5.5 minutes to play, and this game is waning down.
The touchdown maker, Jonathan Hart, back into the game. He's going to be lined up far to the left, number 82. David Cullum far to the right. We've got 2 in the backfield. Dresselhaus under center from his own 21. And a big 3rd down. He's going to pass. Looks for his man. It's going to be caught, but far short. Or actually, no, it's going to be close to a 1st down.
That should be definitely a 1st down.
That was caught by Wesley Thomas. Yep, it was. A 1st down. All they needed was 3, and it is a 1st down. But now they got to start moving, Lawton. 4:49 remaining in the 4th quarter as the stealth sound effect goes through the crowd. That's pretty cool.
Brandon Dunn coming out of the game. That's a good sign they're going to be throwing the football.
Yes, it is. You're going to have number 25 in the backfield protecting Danny Dresselhaus, Vance Johnson. You got 2 to the right, 2 to the left, including Jonathan Hart split far left. Dresselhaus out of the shotgun. Clock still rolling. 4:25 remaining 4th quarter. Stealth down by 10. Dresselhaus gets it. Oh, interesting snap. He's going to throw it. It's almost caught. Looking for the flag is Mark Phillips. He's not going to get it. Good coverage there by the Wolves.
Absolutely, and you know I think they may have got away with a pass interference call there. There was definitely some grabbing and stretching there.
Well, we like to jaw when we're with each other playing flag football, but
Absolutely.
it's legal then. This is illegal.
Absolutely.
Pretty close. 4:18 though remains. We're going to have a 2nd and 10 from the stealth 26. Time is becoming a factor. I believe there's 2 timeouts left for Capital City.
2 timeouts, and you would expect, hey, a pass play, if you get an incomplete pass, that's going to stop the clock. You want to make sure you get completions toward the sideline.
Keep your eye on the left side of the field for Jonathan Hart. Let's see if Dresselhaus goes for him. He does, but it's a miscommunication.
Dresselhaus pass incomplete.
It was intended actually for number 81, Ryan Troiano, but some miscommunication and a 3rd and 10, Lawton. And now obviously they're probably going to have to go. You got 2 downs to make 10.
Yeah, their backs up against the wall on this drive right now. They're really not in that comfort zone that they like to be. You know, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, but not 3rd and 10.
Dresselhaus out of the shotgun, looks to pass. Looks to his right, he's going to try to let it up. He's going to run it by himself, and he's going to get sacked by number 33, Jay Peich, the 6'3 linebacker from Central Michigan. And we got a timeout by the stealth, I believe. No, it's going to be, yes, timeout by the stealth, Lawton. A 4th and not a short distance coming up. What do you do here?
Well, obviously it's going to be a pass play. The problem is the offensive line for the Capital City Stealth has to be able to provide their quarterback, Danny Dresselhaus, with some protection. He hasn't had a lot of time to sit back there in the pocket and really read out his receivers. He's been flushed out of the pocket, and that time you saw he gets out, he gets sacked, and there you go, 4th and 12.
I mean, you could think that Tony Tabarro is a possibility. He might punt this away, but now you just called your 2nd timeout. You only have 1 remaining. Traverse City would need 2 first downs. Actually, well, they might need 3 because of the 2-minute warning. They would basically need 3 first downs to win the game, but you know, you're right now on your own 22-yard line with a 4th and 12. You might want to think punt.
And I don't see the punting unit out there, so it looks like they're gonna go for it. And I think really at this point, if you do punt, the way the Traverse City Wolves offense has been this 2nd half, you don't want to give them the ball back. That's absolutely not what you want to do. And you hope that on this play, you convert for a 1st down and not give the Wolves the ball back at the 20-yard line.
Let's see what Coach Tony Tabarro and his offense have cooked up. Dresselhaus out of the shotgun. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He's going to run to the left. He's going to have pressure, and he's down. They're not going to call it a fumble, but in on that play, among others, was Kerry Morrow, number 4 for Traverse City. And the Wolves will, unfortunately, for Stealth fans, take over on the, looks like right around the 10-yard line of Capital City. And Lawton, that's a backbreaker.
Dresselhaus slow to get up too. You know, that's a backbreaker right there. They had a blitz coming and no protection again. You know, if there's anybody to blame late in this game, it's going to be the offensive line of the Capital City Stealth.
Well, and as you watch Kenny Dresselhaus, the quarterback for the Stealth, walk off the field, you know he's obviously fought as hard as he can. And this might just be too much for a team that's been around for 2 years now. Won their division last year, the Traverse City Wolves, with an 8-4 record. And you know, you got to love the way the Capital Stealth were able to come back in this game. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned, but it's probably gonna, you know, it's gonna be pretty tough for them to score 10 points, and you know, whatever else happens, with the Wolves already in the red zone with 3:57 remaining in the fourth. Here's James gonna hand it off. Number 22, B.J. Chandler.
Oh,
he's gonna break a move down to the 5. Almost had a break there, Lawton, to get into the end zone.
22, Chandler carried.
And on the tackle, number 28 for Capital City, Andre Martin, who's had a nice second half defensively.
Yeah, the Stealth defense really has to just play it safe here. You're going to see on this, when we talked about the protection, the offensive line for the Stealth not really able to come through for their quarterback, Dane Dresselhaus, on this replay. You're going to see, I mean, he's in the shotgun, and he has 1, 2, and boom, he's got to flush out. He's got 2 guys, 3 guys right at him right away.
The full house backfield, handoff by James. He's going to take it himself. He's been doing this most of the afternoon, and he is going to be pulled down and actually stay on his feet out of bounds to around the 7-yard line. And it's a matter of time, Lawton, running the clock away.
Knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, 3 minutes to play, and you got to feel comfortable. I mean, you're inside the 10-yard line of the opposing team, and you're up by 10.
Yeah, they're not going to take any chances here. You know, talking to Mark Haney, he's confident in his team, but he's not the kind of coach that likes to take a chance late in the game when you almost have it won. You have a 3rd and 6, 3rd and goal to go. And we got an official discussion here. Take a look at the Capital City sideline. There's number 53.
That's
Eric Hadley, who's had a pretty nice game. Had some nice tackles. And there was a flag on that play. It looks like it was a procedure penalty. So 5 yards back will be Traverse City. 3:08 remains. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Surprised they didn't call that play dead.
Basically a 3rd and goal to go here. No, they're going to actually, it is going to be 2nd down. Yeah, it's surprising they didn't call that play dead, Lawton. Full house backfield again for Aaron James. Probably not going to do anything crazy, or no receivers whatsoever, which for Traverse City is a very interesting situation to see. Here's the handoff to B.J. Chandler. He's going to break to the left to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Traverse City, and that looks like the icing on the cake, Lawton, as now the Traverse City Wolves will take a 16-point lead, 17 pending the extra point.
Game over. And what can you do? I mean, you had everybody in the box. B.J. Chandler got good blocking up front, and another touchdown for him.
B.J. Chandler's had quite an afternoon.
Absolutely.
The scamper back. And
his second touchdown of the second half.
Pablo Bacardo Jr. on for the extra point, trying to make it a 17-point spread here with just 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And a bad snap, they're going to have to throw it. The snapper, or the holder's going to have to throw it. It's number 14, Brian Marrere, and it's going to be incomplete. That was a busted play. So it stays 16 points, 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions. Is the dream still alive for Stealth fans?
I'm not so sure I'm confident about that, but they got a lot to go up against.
Give the
that's
viewers
for sure.
some reason. Come on, they're believing in the broadcast right now.
I'm a realist. You're going to see B.J. Chandler here just do whatever he wants. Great blocking up front, makes one cut, breaks the tackle, touchdown. He's had his way in the second half. That's his second touchdown. Second touchdown for the Double Deuces.
Hey, 2-2, my lucky number.
There it is.
Deuce.
All right, I didn't know that. That's actually my lucky number.
That's why we love each other so much.
Absolutely.
It is great to be with you.
Hey,
Lutz.
This is Dan, the Man Leach, and myself's first play-by-play broadcast together. So, you know,
Jasmine
a lot of
Bailey.
first here today. Jasmine Bailey.
On the sidelines, she's hanging out, believing in the dream herself.
First time we worked with his production team and staff, and I tell you, behind the scenes, for the viewers, you really don't get to see a lot of what's going on, but they have done an exceptional job here today from start to finish.
Yeah, I want to thank all the crew that's sitting behind us right now. They have done a phenomenal job. As you said, Lawton, you could have said it better. It takes a village to put on a broadcast, and
That's true.
They are definitely the village today.
Absolutely. And thanks to the fans, too. They a very good turnout today here for the first game. And I think once these Capital City Stealth players and coaches really get together and start to focus on not making mistakes, maybe put up a few W's, you're going to see a lot more people here at the game.
Carter Jr. kickoff. Grantham's going to take it from his own 20. Cut to the left. He's got a little space. Now Much fumbles the ball, and it's recovered. No, it isn't. Almost recovered by Traverse City. He's going to stay stealth ball. That was way too close. Way too close. Did Grantham lose his helmet?
Well, the biggest thing you don't want to lose at this point, besides your helmet or the football, is your pride.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your pride, but Grantham did lose his helmet at the end of that play. Here comes Dresselhaus, his team down by 16. Is there a miracle finish here at Chippewa Field in store? 2:53 remains, Lawton. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Stealth from the 26-yard line. And, you know, both these teams have had momentum in this game, Lawton. That's the great thing to see. And you mentioned this. You know, whether they lose or win this game, Capital City being a brand new team, there's a lot to be feeling good about.
Absolutely.
But regardless, this team's competitive. They believe in each other, and they're going to fight to the finish.
And really obvious mistakes that they can go back and look at tape and say, okay, we don't want to do that again. You know, there's going to be some obvious penalties killed them today, and the protection up front for Dresselhaus was very subpar.
Bad snap. Dresselhaus throws it to Wesley. Tried intended for Jonathan Hart. Instead, it's picked off by Corey Edwards. Edwards is going to take it back to the 40, close to the 35 and out of bounds, and that's all she wrote if you're a Stealth fan.
And I tell you, Corey Edwards has actually had a lot of trouble today with Jonathan Hart, and that for him is so great that he just got that interception because he can really feel good about what he's done defensively now.
Yeah, that pass intended for Hart, a little miscommunication on the route. I do believe we have a penalty on the play. I don't see the flag, but the officials are discussing. It might be offensive pass interference on the Stealth. Wait for the call here from our officials. Great job refereeing today, by the way. As I mentioned, it takes a village to put on a broadcast and a football game. It's a hold, actually, on Traverse City. So that's going to give the ball back to Capital City. With 2:41 remaining, I looked like they were going to call an offensive pass interference penalty.
And Danny Dresselhaus is like, whew, that was my only interception. It was a bad mistake. Now take that off the stats. And
so the heart still breathes for Capital City.
Barely, Dan, barely. I tell you.
Hey, I'm a believer. I'm the ultimate optimist, but you never know.
You never know.
Isn't that what one of the greats said, that's why they play the game?
2:41 to play. You got.
Hey, it's a big mountain to climb. Big mountain to climb down by 16 with the ball at your own 31-yard line.
And only one timeout.
Only one timeout remaining. Here comes Dresselhaus. He's going to have a plethora of receivers. 2 split to the left, 1 all the way down to the right. 2 in the backfield to protect Dresselhaus. 2:39 and running. He's going to drop back, look for his man. It was number 81, Ryan Troiano.
A lot of contact there, too. I'm really surprised there was no flag.
And it looks like the Stealth are going to try to run a hurry-up as much as they can here, Lawton. Got a lot of players shuffling in and out of the ball game. Dresselhaus is going to stay in the shotgun. Troiano split right. Jonathan Hart, the touchdown man, to the left. And in the middle now, Wesley Thomas in the slot position on the left. Dresselhaus from the shotgun. Looks to pass. He's going to take it. Tries to find a man open. He's going to take it himself. Interesting choice. He's going to be tackled around the 37-yard line. Number 51, Kyle Sullivan, in on that play, Lawton, and the clock still runs.
You know, Dresselhaus impressed me there. You know, he got flushed out of the pocket. Of course, he was hurried again. And made a nice little move there, and, hey, he was able to pick up a few yards.
3rd and 5, 2:08 remains. We're going to try to get this play off for the 2-minute warning, but I believe we're going to have a timeout here, maybe by Traverse City. It is a timeout by Traverse City. 2:06 remaining. Oh, we got some jawing on the field.
Well, Corey Edwards, his confidence level after that interception went through the roof. Now, obviously, it didn't count as an interception, but he's definitely talking some smack to that Stealth bench over there.
Hey, no matter how this game ends, Lawton, you got to be impressed with both sides of the ball. It's the first regular season game for the Capital City Stealth. I know Traverse City had a tough loss last week to Detroit. Was it the Detroit Centennials?
We said Sentinels, but that's not right. It's actually the Seminoles.
The Detroit Seminoles. Interesting team from Detroit. I think that'd be Florida State.
Yeah. I wonder if they have the chant.
They could have a chief on a horse throwing arrows, frozen and on fired arrows. But Traverse City, a team as we mentioned, 8-4 last season, made the playoffs in their first season ever in the NAFL. That's impressive, no matter what the level is.
At the end of the day, the Stealth got to be happy. It's their first game. They've got it out of the way. They're going to see this team at the end of the season. They're going to need another crack at the Traverse City Wolves.
Oh, yeah. Here's Dresselhaus out of the shotgun. Looks to pass. He's being chased, fumbles the ball. And there's Darnell Wilson again, the Dresselhaus killer. And that was his 5th sack and first fumble recovery over the last 2 seasons against Danny Dresselhaus. And Lawton, that will be all she wrote for the Capital City Stealth today.
Darnell Wilson did not need any more to talk about when it came to Danny Dresselhaus. And now he's just chalked up another reason to keep talking. But, you got to give it to Darnell Wilson. He's one of the leaders on this defense. And one of the most confident players. And nobody even touched him. You see on the replay, he got right through. No protection again.
Jumped on that ball. How ironic is it that he's the first guy we met from Traverse City earlier today as we returned our pregame, and he makes a huge difference. 3 sacks today, 1 forced fumble. Impressive player.
Absolutely. And we, as a play-by-play team, for all the viewers that are watching, you have to understand that we find these players, we talk to them, and we talk to each team. We talk to coaches, players, and there's so many differing personalities.
Oh,
it's
absolutely
amazing. You'll see guys that really don't talk much, and you see guys like Darnell Wilson who really they have a whole lot to say and a whole lot of confidence. Tell between the leaders and the guys that are role players in these teams,
and
just from their personalities.
That's what's so great about this level of football, semi-pro football in the NFL. These guys all come together, different personalities, but they do it because they love the game, and it's special to see. And here we got Aaron James back on the field. Probably going to be pretty vanilla offense as the Wolves lead by 16 with just 1:58 remaining. There's a handoff to Chandler. Chandler's going to stay in bounds, keep that clock running right around the 20-yard line of the Capital City Stealth. And they're probably just going to run the clock out here, Lawton. No reason to risk any injury. If you saw Friday Night Lights, you don't want to do that with Booby Gibson.
Absolutely. Well, if you're the Stealth, you definitely don't want the Traverse City Wolves back in the end zone or back on the scoreboard, because it'll just add a
little insult to injury.
Exactly, insult to injury.
Yeah, Brad Handy's not that kind of guy. We talked with him before the game, and classy coach, obviously very confident in his team's ability to win. I'm sure he was a little upset with how things happened in the end of the game, or towards the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, but they retook the lead and really have been the overall better team on the field today.
Earlier we said it's not how you react, it's how you respond, and the Wolves responded well in the third quarter.
James takes it himself. He'll tuck it and run, go out of bounds for a short gain there as the clock runs down to 1:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. We're going to have a third and around, I believe, 6, 3rd and 7. Short gain on the play for Aaron James.
And the Stealth really just have to go back and watch film. I mean, they will be able to see so obviously what they did wrong, and really just got to build on that. I mean, you got to find your mistakes and you got to correct them, and you got to move forward. You got to say, hey, we lost the game, cool, we got a new one next week. And when they go to play the Tri-City Thunder, they're going to have to really focus on all the mistakes they made today and really try hard not to make those same mistakes next week.
Another thing, Lawton, injuries. The injury bug, as we talked to Coach Tony Tabar earlier today, really hit this team, and hopefully a lot of these players will get healthier, including Greg Sizemore. And there's a run down to around the 5-yard line by number 34, Traverse City, Aaron Willing. He's had a couple runs late in the game. And that is going to be close to a first down. They're just going to let the clock run here. No, it's going to be 4th and 2 for Traverse City. Sure, they'll just down the ball. There's very little time left. Capital City not using their timeouts. It's going to be tough for a team like Capital City right now, losing the game to seeing the clock continue to run.
It becomes a very long game at this point for the Capital City Stealth, just watching that clock tick away and knowing that the result at the end of the game is not one you're going to be happy with.
And that's one that the Stealth will not be happy with either, as Aaron Weiling into the end zone. We just talked about how that's the last thing the Capital City wanted to see.
Insult to injury.
Yep, I thought that for sure Traverse City would have needed that ball, but hey, this is football. You're playing for wins here. You're playing to make playoffs in the postseason. It's now 39-17 with 16.8 seconds left. And pending the extra point, Lon, this is a rough ending to a once promising comeback by Capital City.
Well, Traverse City is definitely at an insult to injury, and they're definitely a team that's playing all 60 minutes.
I mean, you would hope every team would play all 60 minutes, but that was legitimately an all 60-minute type of play as Picardo Jr. will come on for the extra point. As we got a hustling player on to the line, number 33 for Traverse City, Jay Peisch. Here comes the snap. Kick is up, and it is good down the middle. 40-17 is our new score, and a rough way to end the inaugural home opener for Capital City. But a lot of things we can take out of this game, Lon. A lot of improvements that we've seen from the practices a few weeks ago. Danny Dresselaus had a great second half. The defense really came to play, and there's a lot of things you can learn from this today.
Absolutely, 100%. You know, like I said, it's going to be, those things are going to be learned not only in upcoming games, but they're going to be learned by watching film and really focusing on your mistakes and just trying to correct them. I want to remind everyone, too, our next broadcast here on CAM-TV, we want to have everyone join us here on July 24th when the Stealth battle the London Silverbacks.
Gotta love the team from Canada.
Absolutely.
Oh, Canada.
This is an international battle.
How many leagues can you say, football leagues, that have an international flavor to them? And there's no NFL Europe anymore.
Right. They have a tough Tri-City Thunder team. They're on the road next week. Traverse City's really, like I said, there's no room for error. You know, you don't want to start the season off. You obviously don't want to start the season off with a loss, but next week, got to focus on getting that win.
Picardo Jr. to kick off. It's all been in the books now. And the up man, number 40, Stephen Bell, takes it for Capital City. And with 11.5 seconds left, I'm sure Dresselaus will come out. Maybe they'll even bring the backup in, not risk any injury. Nope, Dresselaus is coming out. Or is he?
Well, it looks like Stephen Bell was a little slow to get up on that play. That's the last thing these guys need, too.
Yeah, injuries at the end of the game are meaningless. There's no way you can come back from 23 down with 11 seconds left. I don't have a 24-point play in my pocket.
No, that's for sure.
I got a 22-point play, but not 24.
22, lucky numbers.
And I believe they are going to possibly send up. I don't see Danny on the field.
Well, Dresselaus is going to remain on the sideline.
And it looks like
we're going to get the opportunity to see Dresselaus's backup. Now, we saw him in practice.
Still players being called for. A lot of issues at the end of this game. A lot of players having some frustrated feelings. Vance Johnson on the field. It looks like is Jonathan Hart going to fill in for Danny Dresselaus as the backup?
Well, he has 2 touchdowns, so if he can get a Hail Mary pass here,
his guarantee,
his guarantee will be complete.
That's a triple ending. It is going to be Jonathan Hart. I believe he's just going to play it safe here. No reason to risk injury. And he's a big man. Jay Hart, big man.
Yeah, Jonathan Hart, man, he's really played well.
He's going to pass. He's going to complete it. Wesley Thomas.
Hey, we said
22
is our lucky number. He can't get out of bounds.
He's going to stay in bounds, and that's going to do it, Lon. And in the inaugural home game, some sad faces on the home sideline, but a very, very exciting era of football starts in the capital city. The Stealth lose today, though, 40-17 to the Traverse City Wolves, but just an honor to be part of the first home game and being here on CAM-TV.
An honor to be with Dan Leach for this first game. This was a good time. You know, we got to hope that next time we have a better played football game at home. You know,
well, hey, listen.
Defensively, offensively, they just a mistake-free game is what we got to hope for if you're a Stealth plan.
We talked about this a lot. I mean, wins and losses are obviously important, but the most important thing is the fact that these teams shake hands on the sidelines. You got to love seeing this. How many football teams do this? Doesn't happen often.
Yeah, this is great.
I feel like I'm at a hockey. I feel like I'm at a Stanley Cup Finals series.
Sportsmanship is always key, and with all the pushing and shoving and the talking that went on in this game, this is really nice to see.
But as we said, Lawton, you know, it's obviously tough for the Stealth to lose their inaugural home opener, but a lot of lessons learned out of this game. I know Coach Tony Tabarro is going to have some great things to tell his team, and obviously some tough things to tell his team. And as we look forward to the next home game, which, as Lawton mentioned, is in July 24th, London Silverbacks, the Tri-City Thunder will take on Capital City next week on the road. And I know that Coach Tony Tabarro will hope to get a lot of his players back, the ones that are injured right now, and really has a lot of things to look forward to for the rest of the season, Lawton. Tough to lose a game like this, but there's a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely. And like we said, a lot of these things are going to be learned as they go, learned in the film room. They're really going to need to focus on their mistakes and just correct them. It's really not that hard.
Well, we've talked about, the fact that this is a level where you're paying to play, where you're playing for the love of the game. And it's great to see as these players, huddle on the field together. And I'm sure they're going to have some type of a prayer, as we see a lot after football games. It's great to be part of this. It's great to bring this to the people at home that might not have seen this level of football before. Maybe they'll come out and watch these games, be involved with this league. Very family friendly. And that's a great thing to be involved with too, Lawton.
Absolutely. And it's a good thing they moved the start time up on this game because, boy, it's starting to really get dark here.
It is starting to get dark. Well, Lawton, it was quite an honor. I want to thank the crew here from KMTV. Great people involved with this. And Jasmine, of course, Jasmine Bailey, our sideline reporter. Lawton, look forward to the next home game. And obviously, as you mentioned, maybe a better result for the home fans here. But all in all, it's football in July. How can you not love it?
Hey, football any time of year is great. And, that's all you can ask for. The Capital area is so supportive of all their teams. When you talk about high school football, you talk about minor league, Michigan State Spartans, they always come out and enjoy, and they all enjoy football here. And they like basketball too, but we're a little further away. Let's not get that far into it, right?
They do. So let's just think about obviously what Capital City has to looking forward to. They played well at times here on defense. They also struggled a lot. The offense came together in the second half, and we've talked about Danny Dressloss a lot. Great leadership ability. I mean, you got to love the play of Jonathan Hart. You got to love the way that Wesley Thomas played. Sam Grantham, who lost his helmet on the last play of the game. But I'll tell you this right now. There's a lot of positives to take out of this game. The negatives, though, have to be looked at. As you mentioned, they got to look at some film. They got to figure out what the deficiencies were at the beginning of this game when they got kind of punched in the mouth right away. But all in all, a successful start to a franchise. Tough to lose the way they did, but they were in this game almost till the end.
We talked about this before, Danny. I mean, that this is, you don't want to really classify it like a business, but really is. I mean, a business in its first year is going to go through some growing pains. You're going to need to have a little bit of luck, and you got to have people come out to the game. You got to have some wins. There's some things that need to happen for this team to be successful. And like I said before, it's like a new business.
It is absolutely like a new business. And, you look at the sidelines right now, both these teams huddling up. And, a frustrating end of the afternoon for Capital City. And you look at Traverse City, who made the 3.5 hour drive from the beautiful northern Michigan land. This is a team that was very impressive to me. They came out, they were very organized. You can tell that this team had been in the league for, at least a little while. They were 8-4 in their first season. And that's not saying that a team like Capital City would be, amazed if they did the same thing. This is a league that's, it's semi-professional football. It's not like you're joining the NFL as an expansion team. But it still takes a lot to get an organization together, whether it's the top to the bottom, the coaching staff to the ownership to the players to the ticket takers, whatever it is. There's a lot that goes into this. We've met a lot of the great people involved with this team. Robert Huntoon and,
Doug Rubin.
Rubin,
he's the media relations
phenomenal guy. Really cares about this team. And I'm impressed with the level of organization that both these squads have and that the league itself has. We had the commissioner here, obviously, and Jasmine did a wonderful job talking to her. There's a lot of growth in semi-professional football. This is the Premier League. It's an international league, and lots of excitement as we are about to send it down to Jasmine, who's going to be talking with Coach Brad Haney, the victorious coach. Unfortunately for Stealth fans on their inaugural home opener, but a great turnout, Lawton. You were right.
Yeah.
I think you won the attendance battle.
No, I don't think so. I had
a day for a year. Every day for a year.
I thought we'd have a greater turnout than we did, but that's all right. Like I said, a few W's and a few things go in their right way, a little bit of luck, the Stealth will be ready to go. And now let's send it down to the sideline with Jasmine Bailey, who's with Coach Brad Haney of the Traverse City Wolves.
Hi, Jasmine Bailey here at the end of the game with the head coach from the Traverse City Wolves. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just wanted to ask you, they were coming back quarter 2, quarter 3. How'd your guys pull it off?
Well, we just needed to settle down. This is still technically our first game, our season opener, so we had the little first game jitters, which was, to be expected. But they're a good football team. They kept fighting. They kept going strong. So once we settled down and started playing our game, then we kind of took back over and went from there.
Okay. So who do you have up next on the schedule?
The Michigan Vikings.
Okay. Okay. Now, going into that game, how confident are you? Are you going to try the same things, change some things around?
We'll definitely go back and watch the film and break down and see where our strengths and weaknesses were, fix our weaknesses, and continue on forth with our strengths. So I'm always confident. I always know what we got here. We got a good group of guys. So, Michigan Vikings are going to be, just another speed bump in our road to the glory. So we'll be confident, but yet we'll be ready for them as well.
Okay. Any team goals this year?
Championship.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you, Lawton.
All right, thanks, Jasmine. Once again, we're on to remind everyone to join us here on CAN TV July 24th for our next broadcast when the Capital City Stealth host the London Silverbacks. For everyone at CAM TV, Jasmine Bailey, Dan the Man Leach, I'm Lawton Luntz. We'll see you at the game.